Here in the city of Doors, Dame's troubles tend to go unheard. The factions keep their own law, and the average Joe, well, we're stuck carving out our own order. But Sigil isn't without help. When you've got a problem with no solution, a puzzle with no key, there's only one joint in town to turn to. They might not be the most professional outfit around, but they always solve the case. Because when you're desperate enough to turn to these idiots, you'll find your conundrum might just be open and shut.
Hello, and welcome to our little mystery-solving D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, and as always, I'm joined by Burks banging the brain boxes. Say hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hi.
You
called us Burks.
We went with alliteration for this one, a little throwback.
I'm proud of you.
And speaking of throwing, I'm going to throw it to Sophia. Because I can.
A plus segue.
And I am going to dodge out of the way and let the ball head over into the background because we're playing dodgeball now, baby. And I'm going to duck again and roll down and pick up one of those squishy-ass Nerf balls they always had in gym class. You guys know the ones, right? Public school kids will know the ones.
Oh, yeah, the ones that squish down real good.
Your public school was buying Nerf brand balls?
They weren't Nerf, but we called them Nerf. They're just balls of foam, usually from exercise mats.
Yeah.
But the colloquial term is a Nerf ball.
Too.
Yeah. There was no other term for it.
You didn't call them Nerf ball.
If it's not Nerf, then it's nothing.
Yeah. But while I have control the ball here, I just want to give a special shout out to Game Master Monday, a very cool podcast that is doing a little promo swap with us this episode. So stay tuned at the mid-roll for more on them and check out the links in the show notes. But I will chuck the aforementioned Nerf ball back over Austin's way, and let's see if he can't dodge it.
I'll have you know that I was part of the winning dodgeball team at the representing the fencing team at the Relay for Life that we had my senior year of college. We won the tournament.
That's right.
I was on that team.
Oh yeah.
And one game I was the last man standing. So you know what?
All three of us were on the fencing team together in college, and all three of us were at that Relay for Life. And I remember that particular event because I don't think I've ever seen a group of college students train harder on an athletic team for an event that is not the athletics that they typically need to compete in.
we played
dodgeball as a warm-up, and then subsequently during the time we were supposed to do drills every day for 3 months leading up to Relay for Life. And then we had to still do fencing tournaments that year.
Dodgeball is serious business.
Yeah,
the pro strat is to hold two balls and use them to block other balls with.
No, you got to be careful because then it can get knocked out of your hand that way. Two hands on the ball is much safer.
I need to confess, in case there are some investigators in our audience who are lining up the red lines. I was not present at that Relay for Life because I was abroad in Germany. So okay.
I forgot about that, yeah.
I also forgot about that.
No valor stealing from the dodgeball team.
If anything, I stole valor from the fencing team because we were so stacked that I ended up competing with the theater club and losing immediately instead of the fencing team.
That's like
they needed a ringer, and I was the closest thing they had.
Amazing.
But that's not what we're here to do today on this podcast. Although I would love to spend 2 to 4 hours talking about our intramural collegiate dodgeball experiences.
Join the Discord.
Go in the Discord.
Come to one of our hangouts.
Go to the hang.
And we'll tell you about that. We'll tell you
Ask a question about the intramural fencing dodgeball.
We're committing now to the next Patreon hangout, which will happen before this podcast is released, having been a discussion with at least 2 to 3 of us about the intramural dodgeball experiences. But we have to get to Dungeons & Dragons right now, which is a very different sport.
Sadly, we do. So, with no further ado, when last we left our heroes,
it's us.
We find ourselves back in the city of Sigil, the Great Cage, the city of doors, home to the many investigators of open and shut investigations, City of Doors detectives, heroes for hire. Your last job was somewhat lucrative, at least by your standards, and so before we pick up a few days later, I wanted to see if there were any tasks anyone wanted to take care of, perhaps anything they wanted to buy, or just similar small downtime activities. I know that Noir has an interest. Does anyone else have any?
I have a very quick, silly one that we need to get out of the way.
Yes, please.
I need to buy business cards.
Oh,
I've been told
you
that
gotta
this
spend
is
a
an
silver on
expense.
business cards
Yeah.
quick.
Right,
Oh,
yes.
I need my
Yep.
my pig tax.
Yes, your pig tax.
Oh, yeah.
The glamorous life of
All
an
right.
adventurer,
Yes.
finding new ways to reinvent rent.
No.
No.
You've spelled our name wrong on the card. You need to print all of these over again. Can I speak to your manager?
Oh god.
No, you're not.
So
a
what is
Karen.
your
Don't
your
be
task,
one.
Sophia?
I'm buying business cards. I'm finding a printer in the city of Doors,
Oh,
and
it
I'm
is
buying
that.
business
Oh,
cards.
okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, fantastic. Okay, Wally or Red, do you have anything you'd like to take care of? I believe Red said that you were all good.
I'm all good.
All right, Wally, anything before we cut to Noir?
I guess. Okay, first of all, how much would it cost to get separate desks for everyone? Is there enough room in the office?
I mean, there's
for that?
room. Could you
Can we-
like trash pick them? You know, we're on the scale of, because I'm currently moving, like
Yeah.
driving around your neighborhood trying to find free stuff on the curb to buying fine furniture. Do you think that this rabbit is falling?
I think he is okay with buying new stuff, but if he can ask around, he will. You know, he does know people, although their ability to procure goods is less on the legal side. So,
Oh, contraband desk.
yeah, again, I
It's
don't
got
know.
a false bottom. There's so many
Yeah.
drugs in it. Okay, so if you want a free desk, so talking about people getting rid of stuff, it's hard to get rid of things in Sigil. For one, it's not like a modern day capital. Like, they're not just constantly making new things all the time that that are disposable, right? People have things that tend to last, but things do. Wealthy people get rid of stuff, and things like get a little broken, people replace them. So people are getting rid of stuff, but it can be tricky in Sigil because it's a closed system. You have to pay to have it moved out of Sigil, or it will sit in the back of an alley wherever you left it. So the good news is that people who choose not to pay to have it removed tend to dump it in the ditch, which is close to your house. So
Okay.
if you want to stake out, you could probably get something that people are just trying to dump and get rid of in this big body of, quote, water that's there. If you're looking to buy, yeah, you get. I mean, they sell desks. They sell everything in the market world. Buy a beautiful desk if you'd like. So, depending on what you're looking for, is going to determine the price.
Evrard, I will have to insist that you do not go trash hunting in the ditch. I think that we should appreciate a modicum of cleanliness in our abode, in our workplace environment here, and if
I imagine we're both standing at the edge of the ditch, eyeing some very waterlogged desks, and Evrard turns to Oobtaglor and says, oui, Monsieur Oob, these desks are not exactly the prettiest, so, shopping?
please lead the way. I don't know where to buy desks.
Yeah, so I guess sometime during this downtime, me and Mr. Oob are gonna go shopping for desks.
Okay, so you're heading off to find desks. We don't have to protract this this whole desk finding adventure. No. So, searching in the market ward, it's very easy to find. How fancy are we talking here? Do you want to impress? Like, are you trying to show up
No.
Ingrid's desk?
Impossible.
Or are you like, well, or are you looking for, what level of desk are we talking about here?
I mean, something simple does the job. I imagine there's not a lot of room in the office.
Well, you do have like a big trash pile, so you could probably get rid of that.
Yeah, that's what we're
put your
gonna
desk
do.
over there.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the giant trash pile, and
Fantastic.
then we're gonna put 3 more desks in. So,
All right. You find a woodworker who has what you're looking for. Some beautifully crafted desks using wood harvested from Arborea. They have a rosy quality and give off kind of still have that like fresh cut wood smell, even though they're no longer, they've been, treated and are all ready to be used. They still have that kind of like like fresh out of the woods kind of smell to them. They're beautiful. These desks are going to run you, let's see, what's a good approximate price? I'd say somewhere on the order of like 5 gold pieces for a desk.
Okay. He will, what is that, 15 total?
If you
Evrard
want 3,
will
yes.
put in a special request. He wants little embroideries on them. A rose on his desk. Stars for Oobtaglor. And I guess a sword for Bileyg. And
Aww.
tip an extra
Fantastic.
5 gold to
I do like
get that done.
the customizations, not too ostentatious. It's something a little more flashy would really clash with the nature of our business. I'm glad that you brought me here. I am quite a master of subtlety.
But of course, Monsieur Oob, and you look quite handsome sitting behind this desk.
Oobtaglor's not sitting so much as like spilling on the desk.
Well, he's getting desks, not chairs, so.
Oobtaglor's desk should be a big, like, basin, you know, like a sink.
A bowl, yeah.
One of those,
gonna let
like,
that slide?
you know those, like, bathtub shelves that you could put over,
Basin?
like, whatever. You know those, like, shelves you could put in a bathtub? You put, like, candles and shit on, and they always have those,
Man,
like,
look at
photos
that
with, like,
Gila
penguins and
monster
whatnot.
sitting in a basin.
The Gila monster thing feels so justified. That's
To
an
be fair,
insane
we live in a
thing
city
to
called
say.
It's Gila
Sigil.
monster.
Yeah.
We have a precedent for mispronouncing shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Oh, you can't do this to me.
I was looking at you the entire time.
We had 300 gold, and I had one thing on my list, and it was desks, and it's turned into this, so.
Well, there was already going to be free delivery for getting 3 desks, but especially with that hefty tip, they will fast track this process for you and make sure that everything is completed and are delivered to the address within 48 hours. And 2 days later, your beautiful new desks arrive. There's just one delivery person. It's just a hill giant delivery man who brings them, and so he can't get in. He just kind of slides them into the room for you guys.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of set to work figuring out where to place them. But I'll say that with a little bit of clever positioning, yes, you can get all 4 desks in here. And there's it's starting to give off an air of purpose, and it's starting to give a little bit like it's putting the other surrounding businesses a little bit to shame. If you walk in, there's this kind of a beautiful new glow and warm scent to the whole room now. That is in stark contrast to the grimy, smelly outside.
Very stately. Good investment, Evrard.
He kind of just takes a moment, look at the room, and says, we a proper business. And he goes and he grabs, I guess there are spare chairs around here. He didn't buy chairs, so and he sets one up.
Yeah.
Sits at his desk.
You guys usually sit on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Ingrid walks in that morning,
Fantastic.
not paying attention, opens the door and immediately trips over one of the new desks. Like, oh my god, who put this here?
Sorry. Mine's a little low to the ground.
You're just hitting your shins on it all the time. Really only a problem for Ingrid, because Evrard is also small, and Oobtaglor is various sizes at different times.
I need you all to understand the importance of fire lanes. It's not up to code in here. In the theater, we are very strict with this.
I feel like once a building's caught fire like more than once, it kind of builds up an immunity, right?
I don't like
No.
what that implies about the amount of
Bileyg.
times you think that this building has caught on fire.
I mean, I'm just assuming it's the lower ward, you know, or is it the lower ward? I genuinely keep forgetting where.
Yeah, you guys are in the lower ward.
Yeah.
The Alley of Dangerous Angles.
Yeah.
I remember because I picked it
As
because
it
it
were.
sounded goofy.
It is rather goofy.
It's our
Speaking
kind
of goofy,
Oh?
I believe that Oobtaglor has
Oh no.
a task that they would like to see too.
Yeah. I would like to buy a hat of disguise.
All right. Well, we discussed this off
Yes.
camera off mic a little bit. So, what avenue are you going to try to pursue to get this hat? Because something we're playing with a little bit more in this season. It was a little bit less in the last campaign, but this campaign is being set completely in Sigil. Magic items are not just things you can buy on the street like normal goods. Uncommon ones, consumables, these are things that you can kind of get access to, but most of them you have to know someone in order to get them, even ones that are kind of that are not as powerful, like the Hat of Disguise. So, Noir, what approach is Oobtaglor taking to try and obtain this Hat of Disguise?
I think they're going to try and go for a more securely established shop. The ones that you stated you might need an invitation already or some kind of inn. Oobtaglor is going to just charm their way through, or attempt to at least.
Okay. So, you have some higher up connections. You have one with the Planar Energy Cooperative, I believe.
Yes.
Is that right?
I do.
All right. So, for the sake of where to go, let's go ahead and say that from your contact there, you have heard of a place that the Planar Energy Cooperative uses. You know that they do a lot of things in-house. You know that they're very particular. A lot of things get custom-made. But you have heard that in a pinch, a place that they go to is in the Market Ward, known as the Cerulean Serpent. And it's a magic item club. So this is a person who can get things done for you, particularly finding and enchanting items, but also can get you like information and stuff like that if you need. But you're supposed to be like a member. It's almost like belonging to belonging to a club, right? It's like it's like belonging to a fancy restaurant or bar or something, and you have to pay a fee to belong to it, and then you can go when you want. It's the same kind of idea. So. You are not a member, but you've heard of it, you know where it is, and you know a person who goes there. So, you slither your way across the city off to the Market Ward, and find yourself in front of an unassuming little brownstone. Nice kind of windows, like rolling out, kind of like curved windows out front. And you can see, it seems kind of small. There seem to be like apartments upstairs, but the first floor is very tall. It's very kind of pinched in house situation, and there is no name written on it. There is just on the door a stenciled image of a blue twisting serpent.
I will go and politely knock on the door.
You go and politely knock on the door. You kind of wait a minute. There's no answer for a little bit, even though there's no open or closed sign. So you're like, it's the middle of the day, it's gotta be open for business. But it's very unassuming. Like, most people wouldn't stop up and try to get in because there is no sign that's like, showing it off. But after a minute, you do hear the ding of a bell as the door opens. There's like clearly a bell on the inside, it jingles. And you see into it is very small. Like, there is like just this front room for standing. There's a beautiful kind of like glass lamp on a countertop that's a little ways away. There's a really nice like futon in there in case you had to like sit and wait, that kind of curves along next to the window. And opening the door, you see a woman who is blue. She's about like 9 or 10 feet tall. She is a mercane, so she's a kind of like a celestial giant. You know one from your last campaign. And yes, and as she opens the door, you hear that you hear this kind of deep set voice come from within this tall figure and say, "How may I help you?
All right.
You seem to be lost."
The first thing that I'm doing is looking all over his body, their body?
Hers.
Her. Looking all over her body for any kind of marking of this club. Like, because not once in a million years did Oobtaglor think that this was a knock enter kind of situation. There's probably some sort of secret password or maybe a mark, a tattoo or something like that. So that's the first thing that Oobtaglor is looking for. Like, something that could indicate... a physical feature, a physical like marker or tattoo that could indicate like that's actually how you get into this establishment.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sure.
Perhaps an insight check would be more appropriate. I'll leave it to you.
All right. That's my first luck for the day. That was worse. 9.
9. All right. So on a perception, you look up and down, and you see nothing that's going to be helping you out. There are no signs of like any invitation that you're supposed. Like she doesn't have a handout waiting for you to show her anything. There are no like symbols on her. She's very finely dressed in these like jewel-toned robes, but there is nothing about her that is declaring any kind of like password or something. You're gonna have to get through this on your own wit, as it were.
Sorry. I was under the impression that this was where the Planar Energy Cooperative commissioned magic items. I'm new, and I wasn't really entirely sure how this system works, and it's my first time, and I need something for my job. So,
go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, or deception, I suppose.
Yeah,
would be
deception,
more appropriate.
I think. Ooh, okay. 15 plus 6 is 21.
You see, you say that, and she opens the door a little bit, and then she kind of pauses. She says, I see. Who was it who sent you from the Planar Energy Cooperative again?
Tilly?
Let's do a really quick insight check. Very well, yes, please, inside. She opens and gestures in, and she says, in the future, please do remember to bring your invitation, so that there is no confusion. I am not always the one who answers the door, but for a first time, and from such an astute business partner, astute would be the wrong word, such a reliable and frequent customer, I will make an exception. Please, make yourself at home. She gestures to the futon thing there.
Sure.
And she goes behind the desk. She opens a book. She puts on these little tiny glasses, takes out a quill, and begins writing down. And she said, she pulls out like a book and like flips to a page. Presumably, she's opening to like the Planar Energy Cooperative's like log, bill, whatever she tracks the business she does with them. And she says, what was your name again? And then please let me know how I can be of service.
Victor. And I would like a hat of
Victor,
disguise.
You say that, she writes down Victor, no problem, and then you say the hat of disguise, and she looks up at you, and she says, curious, whatever for. I'll let you know that what's going on here is, she's bought your thing that you work there, but now you've come and asked for a very not researching the secrets of multiplanar energy item, and she's like, this person is trying to get a personal item on the company tab, you know?
Yeah.
So she kind of looks up a little bit suspicious of you at this very personal request.
I understand that it might be a bit of a strange request, but Tilly is trying to run this experiment in which she is trying to, I guess you could consider it a game of sorts, where she has us run around with certain magic items, and she is trying to determine if her research allows her to detect them properly throughout the sigil, in midst of all of the already in place magics there. I was hoping to perhaps extract some sort of information from this hat of disguise to perhaps obscure the magical energy. So not really use it for disguise, not using it for its intended purpose, but to somehow channel the magic that was used in order to obscure a different magical energy. You know the nature of her detect magics. They're quite legendary.
On a very well thought out explanation, I'm not even going to ask you to roll a deception. I will say go ahead and roll an insight, but
Sure.
she nods and says, very interesting. Yes, it has been told that is to me by her several times that is her specialty. In truth, I find it mildly fascinating. I do have to say, though, if there is a new power of sorts that is able to track specific items, magic items at distance, I would find that very curious indeed, a very curious ability.
Perhaps I may have said too much. Again, it is my first day, but this is extremely early in the research process, you must understand, and so if you could keep this sort of hush-hush, I can imagine that there are other collectives who might be similarly interested in this sort of arcano technology.
Certainly. Discretion is key in my line of business. Well, you see, she kind of like wraps something up, signs something, turns the book for you to sign, and she says, with such a simple request, I can have that taken care of promptly, if you would just hold a moment. You see, she goes, and she kind of opens a door, and there's like a kind of set of cabinets inside. She pulls out a drawer, closes it, turns the knob, pulls out the drawer again, closes it, does it one more time, pulls it out. Yes, and withdraws. What would you like your hat of disguise to look like for the character art?
A top hat with an orange band around it.
Oh, boy.
Fantastic. She retrieves flattened and then expands into a top hat with an orange band. There you are. I will send the bill for the proceedings to the Planar Energy Cooperative at the end of the month, as is customary. I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you. And again, since this is sort of research pertaining to Tilly's work, if you could sort of keep this on the down low from her and all, it wouldn't really make sense for me to obscure certain magical energies if she knows about them, you know?
Very well. I mean, I have to keep track of all of our purchases and interactions. It will be sent to the billing department there, but I will not personally divulge the specific nature of this item.
Thank you, much appreciated. You have a good... What is your name? I am so sorry. How rude of me.
She introduces herself as Sabina.
Sabina. Victor.
And I assume you signed the book as Victor as well.
Yes.
The ledger. That's probably the right word, the ledger.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The inflection is important for a plasmoid, you understand.
Indeed.
Well, nice to make your acquaintance. Thank you for allowing me to utilize this. Thank you for letting the Planar Energy Collective utilize this, and I shall take my leave now. Goodbye.
You head out into the quieting Sigil streets. I assume that you do this after, after work. You've gone one day.
Yeah.
And so you find it is later now. The hour, traveling after work, traveling all the way to the market ward, and then having to travel all the way back to, I think you're in the lower ward? Or the clerk's ward. I can't remember where you live.
I also don't remember. I need to pull up the map of Sigil.
Oh, no.
The clerk's ward is where the Civic Fest Hall is, where you were busking originally. The lower ward is where the office is, and it's where...
I think I live in the lower ward.
lives?
I think I mentioned in a previous episode the central district.
Fantastic. So you head back through the ladies' ward, back to the lower ward. The walk, or kind of drag as it was with your body, takes a little bit of time, and as the night is wearing on, you head back to your apartment?
Yes.
Fantastic. You make it home, and what does Oobtaglor's apartment look like?
immaculately clean, first of all, but otherwise rather Spartan. There are not a lot of decorations. There's a little sort of hanging hook on which Oobtaglor mounts their loot. But otherwise, it's just sort of all the utilitarian needs that one might need to live in a home.
Okay. Pretty classic for Sigil. Just this is where you hang your hat of disguise. And, the rest of your life is lived out there. Why bother putting too much in here? You turn in for the night. The hours roll by. It's about 2 after anti-peak, so about 2 a.m., when you hear a swift knock at the door. You are awoken from your sleep.
Oobtaglor peels the eye mask off his face.
The eyes just rise up out of the mask.
Yeah. What kind of keyhole is in my door? Is it the type that I can look through and see who's on the other side?
Absolutely.
Very good.
That's what I would like to do. I would like to try and see who's knocking at the door.
Okay. You take a peek through, and I mean, a keyhole's like at like a person's. It's not like a peephole. It's like a person's.
Yeah, but
hip height.
keep in mind, as long as the slot is at least an inch wide, Oobtaglor can worm their way through it.
This is true.
I'll allow it. So you
Ooze
put
rules,
one little
baby.
tendril through, like a little periscope, to look through the keyhole, and you see a woman on the other side who I believe you know. The ochre-colored Gith skin. Oh. She's wearing a very elegant black dress with like a kind of bag around her wrist. You see Veze standing outside your door, knocks, looks behind her hurriedly, and then turns and knocks again.
I don't have the money for Veze, but that doesn't matter. She seems rather alarmed, so I'll go ahead and I'll let her in. Veze, what a timely appearance.
You open the door. She sees you, looks relieved. She's going to just kind of push her way into the room past you. I don't know if you try to stop or not.
No.
All right. No. She pushes past, like, kind of like moves through your arm, Terminator 2 style. And she motions for you to close the door.
Yeah, I do so.
Are you alone here?
Yes, I am. Well, not anymore since I have you.
Excellent. Are you still doing that investigative thing that you're doing?
Yes, the open and shut business is actually quite booming in the last couple weeks.
Fantastic. I need to hire you right now.
Right now? Well, no one's at the office, but I'm sure we can work something out in the in after the peak, before peak.
No, I need to hire you right now.
Okay. What would you like to sit down? Something to drink?
No, I would like you to get on the case because I would like you to try and figure out who's trying to kill me.
Ah. Well, you might sit down anyway so that you may tell me the whole story.
You see she goes and like kind of looks outside quick, out like the window, and then she comes back. She says, "All right, you're the expert, as it were." Sits down, places her bag on the table. She's got like nice jewelry on her like wrist, a nice necklace, earrings. She's clearly like been out on the town, and you know her, and like she's like a socialite. She was probably like out doing something until just now, and now has come to see you. So she sits down at whatever meager table you have, flips hair back over her shoulder.
So what do I owe this appearance to, and what do I owe this supposed killer to? Gone out gambling too much at the fortune's wheel?
Yeah, that's where I was coming from. But if you're wondering if I have any debts, I did a lot of winning tonight.
Congratulations. Maybe that's who's after you? The house?
Well, they haven't come after me yet. It's been years I've been taking all their money. Regardless, I suppose that you're the expert, and normally I would not have sought you out, but it seems that fortune drove me to your neck of the woods as I was running for my life. So, here we are. I'm going to simply have to trust your expertise when it comes to these sorts of things. What do you want to know? Where do you want me to start?
Facts first. What makes you think someone is trying to kill you in the first place?
She has she moves her dress a little bit, and you see that she has a staunched wound in her shoulder. The crossbow bolt that they put into my shoulder about half an hour ago, and the other one that ricocheted off the wall behind my head as I was trying to head back to my home.
That is a rather blatant sign, I must confess. You're a rather... You seem to be rather world-traveled. Why is it not just a matter of you simply waiting for your to-be killer and getting the jump on them?
Oh, I suppose I could do that. And what if there's 2 of them? What if there's 10 of them? What if this person is far more experienced than I am? If they are trying to get me for a specific reason, I have to assume that they're going to be able to handle whatever I can give them.
You make a good point as well. This crossbow bolt, do you still have it? Perhaps there might be some identifying features that could be ascertained from the head or even the shaft.
Ooh, interesting. I'm going to say, yes, she pulls from her bag the crossbow bolt. You hear there's a jingle, there's a lot of coins in there, and she retrieves a crossbow bolt and passes it over to you.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's any identifying features, like an interesting way they created their head or shaft, I guess, because those are the elements of a crossbow bolt.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. That is a natural 15. Investigation 18.
18. Alright, so looking at the bolt, what you can tell, there's no signature calling card you see on this bolt.
Right.
But to a practiced eye, you're like, this is 1, well made, and 2, it is handmade. It's not like a bulk order. Someone made this personally, so whoever is shooting them probably is an expert, is very trained at whatever they're doing. They made this bolt themselves.
Do you happen to have any particular reason as to why they would want to kill you?
Well, that's why I hired you now, isn't it?
Well, fair enough, okay. I'm just trying to get as many facts as I can. Anything else that I should know beyond just simply you are being chased by someone who is rather well versed at wielding a crossbow? Or someone's, even.
She shrugs. She says, listen, I mean, it's no secret that I've definitely got a bit of a storied history. She gestures. She's a Gith Yankee, and those are not... You don't see a whole lot of them wandering around, not part of the Gith Yankee culture. And she says, it was a long time ago, but I definitely made enemies when I left. But this is not the Giths. It's not a Gith way. If they really had decided to come after me, and they'd found me, sneaking around trying to assassinate me from a distance, my guess is they'd probably try to bring me back alive for jailing and torturing. And if that wasn't what they were doing, they still would have faced me face to face.
Your whereabouts, then? What have you been doing in the last few days, even? Anything out of the ordinary?
The same thing I do every night, dear. I go to the casino, I drink, I win, I buy nice food, I buy nice outfits, I treat myself, and then I go back when the jinx starts to run out.
Well, you don't think that it's someone from your past, and it certainly doesn't seem like it's someone from your present, at least. You didn't seem to do anything particularly untoward or out of the ordinary, although I am one to admit that you can make plenty of enemies at the fortune's wheel.
That's certainly true, that's certainly true. So it's not my past, it's not my present. Do you mean to suggest that it's my future that's after me?
Well, if that's what you seem to suggest, but I just eliminated that entirely as an option.
Ah, my mistake. So how does this go then? We're just going to sit around here and bash our heads against it, or we're going to go talk to your other co-workers, as it were?
Yes, well, like I mentioned, we don't usually start this soon after anti-peak. Usually we start before
reaches into her
peak.
purse and pulls out 5 platinum pieces and puts them on the table between you two.
We don't usually start in the hours after anti-peak.
Ooze after my own
But-
heart.
I see no reason to. We would have to go outside and alert the rest of the rest of my compatriots. At the very least, if we can't discern who's trying to kill you, we could perhaps provide some sort of bodyguard service and prevent such a murder from occurring.
I would pay handsomely to have my murder prevented.
Well, then, with some haste and covertness, let us go. We must. I don't remember where everyone lives. You'll have to give me a moment. And I'll...
Ingrid lives not far, and
But you don't know my
Bileyg
address.
and
It's true. She's been very cautious about that so that we won't
I
show
don't
up
like
at her
having
place.
company. I think
Well,
Lapan knows Ingrid's address, so if you got someone else first,
Yeah.
you probably could reverse engineer it.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably going to go to whatever I knew was closest, which would be like Bileyg and Lapan.
yeah. Well, if you don't know where Ingrid is, then yeah. That means getting down to the hive ward. So
I forgot.
you suit up, and you step outside into the chilly night air of Sigil. Looking over her shoulder, Vezi joins you, and you begin to take off down the streets here in this industrial district that have mostly gone to sleep, heading towards the hive ward, where things are most assuredly not asleep, where the real day is only just getting into full swing down there. As you are heading down the street, though, what is your passive perception, Oobtaglor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
13? All right. As you are heading down the street,
I would say that Oobtaglor is trying to be a bit more active in trying to make sure that Veze doesn't get killed. It's not like Oobtaglor is just charging ahead to Bileyg's. Like there is some amount of like, are we certain that this corner that we're rounding is safe and all?
okay. Go ahead. You know what? Let's call that an active perception check. So see if you can roll higher than your passive perception.
Ooh, I did. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. Let's do a quick roll here. All right. Beating your passive perception, but not your active perception.
Ooh.
As you are heading down these streets, you're keeping an eye for anyone. When you were in the Sandstone District not long ago when you were ambushed by Rooftop, and it's that memory that causes you to glance up, checking high above the streets, where you see a silhouetted figure standing on a roof. I'd like for you to please roll me initiative.
Okay. This is the die tonight. It's working for
Here
me.
it goes.
18.
Ooh, you're going first. And Vezi is going to go on initiative 0.
Okay. How
So-
far away is... Oh yeah, please.
So, starting at 18, we have Oobtaglor. Coming in at a 16, we have your mystery follower. And then coming down at 0 is Veze. All right. You see this figure standing. They are about 100 feet away from you at this point. They are quite a distance.
This is risky. I will interpose myself between Veze and the person, so that if they were to fire a crossbow, they would have to get around me.
It becomes a perfectly rectangular piece of cover.
Yeah, if it's gotta be. The silhouette. Do I see that it looks humanoid?
Yes. So.
Okay.
You know what? Give me a perception check. Oh. Yeah, give me a perception check as you're seeing them now to see what details you can ascertain.
Not great. 8.
8. Definitely humanoid. So, not a Goliath, not a halfling. Definitely slender human dressed in black.
Okay.
All right.
I interpose myself between.
Interpose yourself. That's basically a free action. Basically, you're giving complete cover. You can't shoot through a person. I would say like she has 3/4, maybe not complete cover. I'd say she has 3/4 cover from you.
Okay.
And that's just where your movement, where you're standing, basically. So, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I will hold my action if the hooded figure, or I don't know, if the silhouetted figure gets within 60 feet, I will cast Hold Person.
Okay. Keep in mind that whether she does or not, that spell will go off.
And I don't have a reaction, so it's not like I can silvery barbs this.
It will use your reaction, yes. So, if you want to do that, though, we can commit to that.
Yeah.
All right. So, it is going to come to the trick shot's turn. She is going to fire her heavy crossbow, and she is going to use Ricochet Bolt.
You, damn it!
So she's going to first attack you, Oobtaglor. That's cocked. Ooh, okay, that's a natural low number. Maybe I should keep hidden. It's only a 9 to hit.
Misses.
But then she's going to make a second attack roll against another target within 30 feet of the initial target, which is going to be Veze. That is definitely going to hit Veze.
Shit.
Alright, she doesn't get the advantage of point-blank shooting, so this is just going to be 1d10. 5 plus... She takes... Veze takes 9 points of piercing damage as the crossbow bolt goes through you, like hitting nothing vital, just passes clean through you, hits the wall behind you guys, and bounces back and catches her in the shoulder.
Shit.
Let's see, what's Veze's health? Okay, so I'm going to let you know right now. She has an HP of 30, which minus 9 brings you guys down to 21.
All right.
Then this creature is going to, this humanoid is going to move 30 feet closer. That's their full speed, though, so they are still going to be 70 feet away.
Oh, yeah, I could have thought of that. Oh, well, it's fine.
All right. It comes to Veze's turn. Veze is going to look to you and say, all right, they fire through people. Now what?
Run. Y'all gotta dip.
I didn't... yes, you should run, but wait until
Okay.
wait, and then run. Wait
Okay.
until my
She
turn.
will-
Wait for another 6 seconds and then run.
She'll just hold her action to move with you.
Okay. We go back to me now?
Yes, it comes back to you.
All right. I'm going to whisper to Veze, meet us at, and then I'll give the address of Open and Shut. I'm going to take out my loot, and I will cast invisibility on Veze.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to bring up her stats here. There it is. I had it on the tab that I clicked to. Okay, she's not proficient in stealth, but she does have a +2 from her dexterity. So, rolling with advantage. Oh, wait. Oh, I got a +2. Ooh. All right, she turns invisible and she starts to run, but like even with your passive perception, you can tell where she is. You can still tell where she is. You think that the trick shot is going to have a difficult time hitting her because they always have disadvantage, but they still know where she is at the moment. However, she does run behind a wall, so she takes full cover, and she is going to open and shut investigations. So, that is your action. Do you have any bonus action you would like to do? Any movement?
Bonus action. Oh, wait, can I inspire myself? I keep forgetting whether that's a thing.
You cannot inspire yourself, no.
Other than you, yes. Okay. Don't have any bonus actions, then I will find myself another bit of cover different from the one that Veze ran behind, and I'm going to try and get cover from trick shot.
Cool. You move to the opposite side of the alley. There are... You do have your loot. I was gonna say, like, there are spaces you, as a slime, could definitely...
Yeah, but I have my armor, too, so I can't... yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, you move behind full cover and hope for the best. All right, it comes to her turn. She's going to move. She is going to fire at disadvantage. Oh, let's see if she gets her ricochet back so she can hit 2 people. She does not. And she's going to fire at disadvantage on Veze. That's going to miss.
Nice.
You see a splash in a puddle where Veze steps, and the crossbow bolt goes right where you think she should have been, and then thunk into a door instead. And you hear this swear, and there's like, you can see the reload action. It's like, it's a big crossbow, and this trick shot has to like use 2 hands to kind of pull and reset the whole thing. That is their whole action. I should, at the end of the initiative, we're gonna do another high check for Veze at advantage. Oh my goodness, I've rolled under 10 on every single one of those checks. But she is dashing away now, and whether she hides or not at the on her next turn, she's gonna be out of the combat. So
Okay.
that brings us back to the top with you, Oobtaglor.
Can I move 10 feet so that they are within 60 feet of me?
Yes, at this point they are chasing, and so they have come really close to you.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I'm doing hold person again.
Okay, that is concentration, and Veze will turn visible, but...
Fuck, you're right. No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Are they still on a rooftop?
Yes, they've been following from rooftop this whole time.
Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did to those goblins and cast Shatter.
Okay! Alright, rooftop's gonna take a shit ton of damage. She's gotta make a con save.
Yes.
Okay, she is gonna save on that con save.
I am silvery barbsing that.
Okay, here we go. So you rolled a natural 19, down to a natural 4.
Oof.
Alright, in the dead of night, as silent as Sigil ever gets here, what do you do for your shatter, and what do you do for your silvery barbs?
Nothing flashy. Oobtaglor has no audience, and so rather just utilitarian. They will go and cast hold person, and then for the silvery barbs, just simply no, you don't.
All right, you see, boom, there's an explosion. What damage is she taking?
Oh yes. 3d8 thunder. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so nervous in the solo combat, you guys.
You'll live. Right?
That's a 7, an 8, and a 3, so 18.
Ooh, nice. Big damage.
Ooh. That is really big damage. Boom. It shatters. You see tile go flying, and she kind of gets flung back. Fantastic. That brings us to her turn. Or do you have anything else you'd like to do?
Now that they're closer, can I get any more discerning features from them?
Okay, so they are wearing a mask, so facial features are totally obscured. But
Sure.
they, it's a woman with braided hair. She looks human or potentially elven because you can't see her ears. But from skin tone and build, you're like, that's probably a human. No mistaking her for, an orc. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
State your business and why you were targeting my client.
She takes aim at you. She says, state your business and why you're protecting our mark. Give her up, and this
Okay.
doesn't have to go through your... Do you have a brain?
If I told you, I'd give you a target.
All right, she's going to shoot you unless you have anything to say here.
Nah, nothing. Oh, does she fall? Or is she still on the rooftop?
No, she's still on the
Okay,
rooftop.
cool.
All right, she's going to shoot at you.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to use exploit opening to make the shot at advantage.
Am I still in full cover?
So you would have had to see her to cast. So I'll give you half cover. So
Okay.
add 2 to your AC.
All right.
We're doing this theater of the mind. I do have maps, but then I kind of thought it would be more confusing to give you a map. But goes to show, you should probably just stick with the things that you plan. Okay, so she shoots at advantage. You do have a +2 to your AC. That's going to be a 16 to hit, though.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that
18
hits.
to hit.
That hits.
Okay,
18.
fantastic.
Oh,
That is kind of low on the damage, though. That's only 7 piercing damage.
Okay. Kind of same thing as with the goblins. Kind of pierces the membrane and a bunch of Oobtaglor kind of starts spilling out.
All right, and then she doesn't know where the other one is anyway. Doesn't recharge her ricochet shot, and is there she has no bonus actions. She's gonna keep running in the direction that Veze went, even if she can't see her right now. So
Okay.
she is now like passing you on the rooftops, and it will come to your turn. Is there anything you would like to do, or do you want to try to get out of here and hope that... Oh, sorry, that's Veze can try to hide one more time.
sorry, not to be all teacher. Did we have homework? Was there a concentration check for the invisibility in there?
Oh,
or-
there should be a concentration check
There
on
should
it.
be a
Yep.
concentration.
Sorry,
No, it's
No, you're
fine.
good.
Noir.
I'm
Using
playing
my
lawful
second-
good this season.
Using my second luck.
Okay.
Okay. 12 plus
Yeah,
2
it's
is 14.
just a DC 10.
Yes.
Yep. All right, here we go. One more high check. Come on. Hope that she rolls much higher. Okay. That is going to be a 17, which will beat the passive perception of the trick shot. Whew. So, finally, Veze is hidden and effectively out of this fight. You have lost her, and you can tell from the way that the trick shot is looking around that she has also lost her. It comes to your initiative. What would you like to do? I'm going to say if you want to just get away, a simple stealth check would remove you from the battle if you can beat her passive perception, or obviously you can stay and fight if you'd like.
She doesn't seem down to talk, huh?
I mean, that's up to you. If you want to use, I would say that within reason, you can just talk here. If you're trying to do too much, that might be your full action, but I'll talking be a free action, at least at the start here.
No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to run.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check as you run away to see if you can break line of sight.
That was a natural 1.
Oh,
All right,
Oobtaglor and the no good.
we're gonna
very
do
bad
one more.
day.
I'm gonna give one more. I'm gonna give one more shot at you, and then you are going to effectively leave. There are too many crisscrossing buildings and stuff like that for her to just like continue to fire at you for forever. But because you didn't successfully hide, she is gonna get one more shot at you. Here we go. That is going to be another 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
All right, here we go. Last shot. This one's a high mount. That's 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So before Oobtaglor was like kind of overplaying the amount that they got shot, like ow, none of that this time around. Like we're stripping back the layers here.
All right, how hurt are you? How much HP do you have left?
On a
13.
hypothetical scale of 1 to something.
13 left.
Okay. Well, with that, combat comes to an end, and we are going to pick up back in your narration. You have sent Veze off to the offices, right?
Yeah.
All right, where do you intend to go?
I intend to go grab Bileyg and Evrard.
Okay, you head off to the Hive Ward. She heads to the offices. Now, do you live above the offices, Ingrid?
Sure.
I thought that you might have. I swear you said that, but I wasn't sure if that was the thing that was actually canon or not.
I don't know if we've canonized it, but I'm more than happy to make it that Ingrid just lives in an unusually nice apartment above the office.
That doesn't have to be the case if you don't want, but if you are there, you're going to be woken up by the sound of her banging on the front door when she arrives without Oobtaglor.
Yes, calm down. I put on my old-timey I just murdered my husband officer robe.
Yes, I was gonna the featheriest dressing gown anyone's ever seen.
Hair up in like curlers and shit, and shuffle my way to the front door.
So many things I have to draw this episode.
All right, fantastic. You head downstairs to the incessant rap, and
Hold
looking
down,
through glass,
I'm
you
coming.
see this previously described Gith Yankee, who you've never seen before in your life. She is, like, bleeding and limping a little bit, and she looks scared shitless.
Can I help you?
Goals, I hope so. Oobtaglor sent me. I hired him, and presumably yourself as well, to help me with a mystery, which is who's trying to kill me. And they've very nearly accomplished it. We split up. He sent me here, and he went off to, I actually don't know what he went off to do. Come to think of it.
Well, if Oobtaglor sent you, it's a client, of course. Please come in, and I'll usher her into the main office area.
Thank you.
Can I get you anything? Coffee, tea? It's early. I can put a pot on, though.
Yeah, I suppose so. I guess that's how this works. Oobtaglor did the same thing. Can we pull these, like, are there, like, shades or something? Like,
The shades are
curtains or something we can pull
always
across the
constantly
windows?
closed anyway.
Fantastic. Alright, sorry, didn't mean to barge in rudely, but things are preoccupying my mind a bit. I'm Veze, and you might be?
Ingrid Starling, dear. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I must say, I love the dress.
Thank you, and I must say that I've heard great things about your performances.
Oh, thank
If you are indeed the Ingrid Starling, and there's not some other one masquerading around.
If there is, I've got an agent I should send their way, because he is furious about losing the current one. But, yes, I am that Ingrid Starling, and I'm currently the owner-proprietor of our little agency here. Now, I understand you've been talking to Oobtaglor. Could you tell me a little bit about what's been happening, other than and I'll kind of, like, motion to the bloodied, panting, out of breath, clearly from running, appearance. Immediate circumstances.
She gathers herself best she can, flops down into a chair, accepts a cup, and says, "Very well. You don't know anything about me? I am a bit of a socialite, and a frequenter of the establishment known as the Fortune's Wheel. Ever since I left behind the Gith Yankee way of life, I have been Gith Wanky. The Gith Yankee
I was like,
way
wow,
of
she
life.
really doesn't like that.
Gith Wankers. Ever since I left them behind, I've been here in Sigil, keeping my head low, or at least until I discovered my unusual bit of luck, and which was doing quite well for me until tonight. But I've been a frequenter there. I win money, I live lavishly, I go back and I win more money. It's always been rather stable for me. Tonight was no different. I was there for several hours, had some drinks, played some games, won quite a bit of jink, and then I was returning home when I was attacked out of the night. I was trying to get back to my home, but I fled in the other direction because that seemed to be where they were coming from. And, well, it led me to the neighborhood of Oobtaglor, who I have had some acquaintance with in the past, and I know that they are in They are in the industry of helping out people who are trying to get to the bottom of problems, and I do have the most severe problem that I believe anyone can ever have.
It would appear so, and indeed, we are in the business of solving problems. I have to ask, as a matter of course, with this gambling you referred to, and I assure you, no judgment, I've engaged in a bit of dragon chess and whatnot myself, but the luck you've had, it wouldn't happen to come from a source that could be irritated at your sudden good fortune, or perhaps is being abused in some way, just to establish any sort of background, you know.
You see she gives a little laugh, and she says, I don't think that it's my good luck that has... I don't think I've irritated my source of good luck, if that's what you mean to imply.
Well, I would have said I have to ask. People make things like pixie dust, and they'll take, bring a Haragon with you and hold his foot on the table and hope for the best. I've heard insane things in taverns you wouldn't believe. I'm sorry, you were saying to make an insight check or something?
Yes, she says nothing so cliche, I promise.
Let me just check if I have anything for this as a class feature, because I'm learning.
You're learning.
If I make an insight check to determine whether a creature is lying, a roll of 7 or lower becomes an 8.
That is good to know.
It is good to know. But it is better than an 8, so that's a 12 total. Not great, but still.
You sense that she's not deliberately lying, but she is kind of deliberately obscuring. She means it when she says that she doesn't think like she's using like a trinket that has like turned bad luck on her or anything, but you do get a sense that she's like kind of choosing her words carefully with this specific topic you just broached.
My dear, I assure you, we don't intend to turn your luck, and as long as it's not threatening your life or the source of your problems, I won't inquire any further about whatever that luck source may be, whether it's just good fortune or otherwise. But if there is anything that you suspect might be relevant, I would implore you to share it with me. I'd like to make a persuasion check if at all possible.
I would love for you to make a persuasion check, please.
Different die than that one. It's a little better. 18.
18?
Yeah.
You see, there's a long moment, kind of an awkwardly long moment, honestly, where she kind of weighs what you said, and you can definitely sense that you watch her face as she goes from inscrutable to, like, considering to, fuck it, someone's trying to kill me. If I can't stop it, I might as well, like, do what I can and then suffer the consequences later. You see, she gives a sigh. She reaches into her hair and pulls out, clipped in, there is a gold piece, like, clipped in underneath her big hair. And she holds it up to you. One side, a halfling woman's face. The other side, a series of shamrocks.
Oh no.
And she says, my luck is not something that comes from trickery or mundane or even magical items. My luck is a gift that has been granted to me by my patron, the same one that I believe once helped me escape, Lady Timora. She favors me when I favor myself, and that is how I'm so often lucky when it comes to the games of chance that you might play at the fortune's wheel.
Well, it certainly seems a reliable method. And have you had any reason to believe that enemies of your patron might be pursuing you this fine morning?
None. Besides the people sitting in this room right now, not a soul knows. I'll keep it a secret just for such reason.
Understandable. And I assure you, my lips are sealed. have there been, in the last couple hours or so, any unusual players at tables, you know? Anyone who stood out from the regular crowd, or perhaps seemed more interested in you than the game?
She considers for a second. She says, I will say, I mean, it's not like I know everyone that's at the casino. I go there very often, so I see the regulars. I know the people that work there. And it's not like I never lose. Such is the way of luck, it can be fickle. But there was a moment that I was certain I was going to lose tonight. Normal. And then I did win. That also happens. Everything there seemed pretty... I don't know. It seemed normal as ever. There was I was playing a game of cards. One of the tables, the dealer there was her name Sabrin. She's a regular there. She's been working there for years. I thought there was sort of I don't know, a moment. When I walked away from the table, she seemed I mean, they're never happy when I win a big pot, but there was this I'm not used to people looking surprised when I win, you know? I win a lot at this point. So, there was definitely a moment of surprise, maybe? I don't know. I mean, most of the people at that table were regulars I've seen before.
Fascinating. Austin, could I make, like, a history check or something to see if I know the symbol on her coin? Because I'm sure Ingrid might have an inkling, but Sophia is a dum-dum who does not know the deep lore of the Planescape quite so well.
Well, the coin is, I mean, there would be a religion check, but she's told you it's a symbol of Tymora,
Gotcha.
but if you would like, you can make a quick religion check and maybe learn a little bit more about Tymora if you'd like.
Sure. Or if, like, I know if that coin is, like, a particular kind of religious object. That is a... What's my religion? Oh, +4. 17.
17, pretty good. So, it's probably not like a relic or anything. You know it as a holy symbol that's often used to represent Tymora is this coin. One of a few different ones, but Tymora is a patron to any god can be a patron to anyone. She is typically a patron to all, but she's often depicted as a halfling, and halflings sort of claim her. She has her domain in Arborea, I believe, and she is she's chaotic good, and she is the patron of luck.
Cool.
Fortune favors the bold, sort of thing.
Yeah. I imagine Ingrid will just sort of keep the conversation going, like chatting lightly, trying to build up a picture of who this person is and like what their movements have been in the last 24 hours, but she's kind of just stalling until she's assuming Oobtaglor and the others are gonna show up eventually.
And indeed they do. Oobtaglor and company, you are able to get to to Bileyg's apartment and wake them up. If there's any information you'd like to download to them when you see them or on their way back, now would be the time.
Well, I'll give them all the information about Veze and about someone's trying to kill her. We were attacked en route to your place. A silhouette, a masked figure, human woman, brunette hair. She mentioned that she works in a group and Veze is their mark. Very handy with a bow, like uncannily handy with a crossbow.
Like a professional assassin type?
It seems so. Do I know any groups?
Oh yeah, off the
that.
I don't know if it would have occurred to Ingrid, but the sod killers as a person that I have a deep contact with, like, does this sound at all like their MO?
No, the sod killers would have just shown up with like 30 guys to like
I'm
completely
never gonna
shut
talk
down
to
any
this
chance.
goddamn bugbear, okay? He's gonna stay on my contact list forever. Shout
He's
out
a bad
Cade.
dude,
Cade
but
fucking
like sometimes
loves
it can be
me.
worth it to know a bad dude. The sod killers would not have made a show of stealth or anything.
Cool.
They just would have marched up and gone with a huge show of force, like way too much force to take out one person. any one of them is formidable on their own. But, okay, so and other people had... Noir, you wanted to see if there's anyone you know. You could certainly roll a history check here.
Yeah.
If you'd like. This be... it's a high difficulty, but definitely possible.
I don't think I meet it. 11?
Yeah, just off the information, like, I mean, it's a city of thieves, you know? It's a city of people who... There are no real laws, so it's a city of people breaking them all the time. This is obviously extreme, but there are no, like, calling cards that come to mind, which is in itself maybe a note, like, you know, there's no flashy anything. They're not showing off what... If they are part of a sector or a faction or a guild, they're not showing it off. But...
And, yes, one tried to attack me and Veze tonight. How, to anti-peak. How was yours?
Pretty restful until about 5 minutes ago.
I should say, we should probably get over to the investigative office, post-haste.
Yeah, let me just real quick take a look at some of that, ooze situation you got going on.
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah, sure.
Insight check.
Yeah, Oob's not looking great.
Low DC.
Oob's getting... Oh, hold on, let me take a long rest real quick. Yeah, Oob is gonna get some of my lay on hands pool.
Fantastic.
How far down are you?
Less than half, but...
Like a number, I have 1 to 20 points I can come to you.
Oh, if you give me all 20, then I'll be at full, but you might need that 20. You might need
yeah,
all of
you're
that
getting
20,
10.
So. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Oob.
Right as rain.
Yeah. Oh boy, alright.
Thank you, Culantro.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
Well, if such excitement late in the night, you see Evrard is he's getting up. He's been slowly putting on his armor, sheath, rapier. He brings Bileyg over his longsword and he says, "Lotta, a lot of excitement tonight. It's time to go." And he just... Wow, my brain is not working right now. Okay, wow.
You're good.
All good. Same boat.
Long day, right? And yeah, he heads out into the night.
It is somewhere on the order of about 3 a.m. at this point. So, out into the night, which I should say is a busy night. The night market is not far from you. Here in the Hive Ward, all of the... everyone who lives here crawls out of the cracks and crevices during these dark hours. So, not all of it is shady. There are, like, food stands that are frying really delicious smelling food all around and stuff like that. There are beautiful, like, imagine neon lights, but they're, you know, arcane, like, dancing lights, projections all over the place. But there are plenty of dark alleys you pass where clearly a suspect deal is going down.
I tell you, there's a lovely
cross-
farmer's market that only runs between 11 and 1, as I would reckon it in Mount Celestia time. You know what I mean?
Fantastic. You make your way back over the ditch, the foul smell wafting up as you cross back and arrive at the offices to see Veze there. She's been sitting, so she's going to roll a couple hit dice to try and regain. And in the meantime, yes, Noir.
I am, like, actively looking out for Trickshot again. I don't know that's her name, but for the sake of it, communicating information.
That's her monster stat block. She does have a name, but...
Oh. Well, I am actively, like, on the lookout, looking at rooftops, looking at shadowy corners, stuff like that.
Okay. You can roll a perception check if you'd like.
Sure. 16.
16, you do not spot anyone on your way. You think that maybe you were not followed.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic. You make your way back to the office, and here at this late hour, enter. This might be the latest hour any of you have all been in here working together, and you see Veze and Ingrid sitting across from each other's desk, second cup of coffee in hand.
So good of you all to join us.
Hey, I assume this would be the lady in question?
The woman of the hour.
I am glad to see you
yes.
alive.
I'm Vese, yes. It's a pleasure to meet all of you who are Seymour all co-workers with Oobtaglor.
Yeah,
Yes.
lovely to meet you. Wish it was under better circumstances, of course, but you know how it is with this line of work.
As it were, I imagine you meet a lot of desperate people. So what's the plan now? We've got 1, 2, I'm counting 4 of you, which is pretty impressive. Even if you don't go anymore, you must be able to get something done now. What are you thinking? What's the next step?
I think the next step is identifying the group that is out to kill you, and it is a group, as our assailant had let slip.
Ooh.
We're looking for a group that is of the extermination occupation.
Assassins. I think you're thinking
yes.
of assassins, Oobs.
Essentially, yes. A group of
Oopsie.
assassins, ones that work covertly, not
Like assassins.
and I suppose they don't quite advertise who they are, which is more difficult for us. But maybe the fact that they don't advertise who they are is telling in of itself.
Austin,
Well-
is there a way for me to roll some sort of like criminal underground check to see if I
Yes.
know any?
Dark and brooding
Yeah,
past.
do you have
check.
a background?
Yeah, I have the
criminal
criminal.
background. Is that what it is? All right, I'm gonna say roll a history check and roll it with advantage because you're criminal background.
Okay, yes. Here we go. It's only +1, but that's 5 and 18. So a total of 19.
18.
Yep.
You start putting it together. You start thinking through, and like an organized group. You know, plenty of individual assassins. You know, well, maybe not plenty of individual assassins, but you know about individual assassins. You know about thieves. Like, most of your line of work is not people who are just gonna, like, murder someone over so. At least, like, not this dogged. Like, you know plenty of thieves, people who would kill someone, you know, if they had to. Like, certainly not good people, but certainly not, like, this possessed and motivated. On an 18, you start to think through, start to consider, like, what you heard. There's no calling signs. There's no flair for the dramatic. They're professionals. And you start to think, you start thinking about, like, the location, too. You're thinking about the Fortune's Wheel and where it was located. And the exact, like, geography kind of starts to come into play. And you're thinking about a group that you do know that operates equally at night and in broad daylight, and is based not far from there. It's a group that tends to work together. There's a lot of members, but they kind of, like, break off into smaller teams and stuff like that for different jobs. There's a phrase, Knight of the Post, Knight, Knight, that refers to what once upon a time was a delivery service in Sigil. There were couriers. There was couriers in Sigil. And this was a long time ago that they operated that way. They are still technically around, and they're based out of a civic building in the ladies' ward. They are ostensibly still post people, but everyone knows not to trust them, because at some point they went from couriers to, like, thieves, like stealing stuff that was given to them and fencing it, to, like, full-on crime, doing doing jobs, doing hits. They are typically thieves, but they have many different skills, and they are the sort of determined and brazen. And they're actually semi-famous, like part of the camp. You might call someone who's trying to cheat you a Knight of the Post. They are an open secret, basically, at this point. No one really takes care of them, but they are like ostensibly an official organization, but open secret that they're just a bunch of bad dudes. When it comes to where this is happening, who's involved, and the small details you have, going through all this on the walk over, the center of the Venn diagram points to them.
Evrard takes a moment, yawns, slicks his ears back, says, Madame, je suis désolé. Seems like you've got quite the assassins on your tail. This seems like jobs the Knights of the Post might take on.
Ooh.
quite.
She gives kind of a weird look. She says, "What's the post?" But they're like usually thieves. Why are they coming after me? A quarter of the people who walk out of the Fortune's Wheel have a lot of jink in their pocket they could take.
You gotta pardon my ignorance on this one, ma'am. I'm afraid I've never visited the location you frequent, but
It's a gambling hole.
is it?
It's a gambling hole. Very best one in all of the wheel.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose that would explain it. I guess I just have a question. Is it possible that of any of your winnings, could there perhaps be an item among it that some people, unsavory folks, might be after? Some kind of specific coin or jewels? I don't know exactly what sort of things get bet in this kind of place, but if your winnings aren't exactly, a uniform collection of regular money, all kinds of things could be in there.
Nah, it's all the same. That's the thing. She opens her purse and kind of dumps it out. And you see that she has some regular coins in there, like the platinum she showed Oobtaglor before, but most of them are identical looking coins. They are, let's see if we can describe them. They are thin gold, and they have thorns emblazoned on either side. She says everyone wins the same thing when you go in. You go to the cages and you get your regular money checked out into razors. She holds one of the razors up. It's short for razor leaves, which is referring to in Sigil. There's like this constant pest problem with razor vines. It's kind of like a hallmark of Sigil. They grow up constantly all over the place. It's one of the main things the Dabus take care of. The poker chips are called razor leaves. They have the razor vines inscribed on them. People just call them razors. But she holds up. She's got a whole ton in here. She holds up one. She says it's the same as anyone else. Most people get them traded back and forth as they come in and out, but I'm there basically every night, so I usually don't bother cashing out until I'm ready to go buy something. It's easier than doing the trade back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
You've handled a lot of these in the past, I assume?
Yeah, of course.
Could I ask you to take a especially close look at this one, just to see if it's perfectly matching the ones you have in the past? I understand it's probably not your area of expertise, but you are the most familiar among us, and, well, my initial thought is that perhaps these Knights of the Post are up to some of their old laundering tricks, as it were, and one good way to do that is winnings through a casino, and, well, you did have a surprising win tonight.
Certainly. Do you want her to? She has a whole bunch. Do you want her to look at them, or do you want to look at them? Because she certainly can. But I'll tell you,
you can ritually cast detect magic, right?
Yes.
You can ritually cast detect magic. Yes.
Oh, good point.
Might be worth.
Why don't I cast detect magic? Because my thought is she probably is more familiar with these chips than Ingrid is, or anyone else here. So if anyone else wants to be the ones to look at the coins, go for it. But I just figured I'd suggest it. But I will start ritually casting detect magic. I'm basically just trying to get at maybe these are in some way laundered, or
I think I'm thinking something similar.
Something with these chips is maybe what's making her become a target, because she seems to have done nothing else. But I'll ritually cast detect magic.
Yeah, certainly. All right, so you begin doing that. She's gonna go over. I'll roll an investigation for her. Yeah, she starts kind of poring over them, looking at them, looking them over once, looking them over twice. Is there anything else anyone would like to take care of while Ingrid is ritually casting?
Okay, Wood, Evrard knows that Oob has the Hat of Disguise. This is...
Oobtaglor has not put it on, but could we have said that I had time to attune to it before I went to bed?
Oh yeah, you've had hours.
Okay, cool, yeah. But I suppose Oobtaglor can pull it out.
I have a plan. Firstly, we have to stop these assassins. Correct? So, we draw them out, maybe perhaps capture one, and in terms of getting answers tonight, it would be easiest to ask the assassins themselves. we set up a trap of sorts, disguise yourself as the mark, and then, turn the tables on them.
That's a pretty solid plan, as long as we can make sure Oob doesn't get splattered, as it were.
True.
I'm sure I could take it.
Well, we'll just put them back in a bucket and they can sort of reform.
I suppose that
Or would there
could
be
be
a
how
bunch
that
of
works.
little Oobtaglors? Oopsie babies.
Procreation is a rather intentional thing for plasmoids, so no, that's not how we... No.
We don't need to have this conversation now in front of company.
Or perhaps I could disguise myself as a similarly dressed member of the Knights of the Post, claim that we let our target get away, and use that to get the jump on our pursuer.
We just need to draw them out. They, regardless of the information that we learned tonight, she will remain in danger until they get their mark.
I have to agree
Agreed.
with our rabbit friend there. I feel like the direct approach is probably best, unless I learn anything mystical in this little casting.
I'm trying
All
to
right,
figure out why else
you-
they might have been. No, yeah. This is all good stuff.
You finish your detect magic and begin to go over this pile of coin. There is indeed one coin that's giving off a faint magical aura.
Do I know what school of magic it's giving off?
I knew you were gonna ask that.
DM, please tell me the specifications
The thing is,
of this
it's so
spell.
that magic items don't list what school they are. Like spells list what school they are. Magic items don't list what school they are.
I guess a better
think
question, enchantment.
I think enchantment would be the most appropriate because it's definitely not abjurative, it's not protective, it's definitely not evocation or divination.
Illusion?
Yeah, I think enchantment would be the most appropriate.
Well, I will say one thing. You have at least one magical coin in this pile. It's enchanted. I can't tell to what purpose, but I imagine if I had to take a guess, perhaps tracking.
Or some other purpose that the Knights of the Post really want it for.
Regardless, if we are going with the decoy plan, I would suggest taking this coin and putting it in the pocket of our disguised friend.
Well, that depends on whether or not we want the Knights of the Post to get their hands on it on the off chance that they...
It feels like a risk-reward debate that I don't know that we have the luxury of having.
Well, Oobtaglor, when you were making your escape earlier, did it seem like they could track her location without line of sight? I mean,
No,
they haven't
I
followed
had-
us here yet, so...
I had cast invisibility on Veze, and it was quite clear that our assailant had lost her
So
after
if-
a time.
So if this is some sort of tracking enchantment, they probably can't use it on demand. And if it's some other sort of enchantment, we probably don't want them to get their hands on it.
True, but just with the cursory knowledge of magic, it is a lot easier to track a magical item than it is a person. And if they happen to know this particular enchantment, I imagine that even if it's not a instant connection, it allows them to figure out her location much earlier.
Oh.
And I would be remiss...
Well, I'm not suggesting we should keep it on the lady's person. I certainly don't want her to be in any more danger than she already is, but...
But I would also posit that if we did not have it on our decoy, then it very well could lead them to the ambushes instead.
All right.
I'm not saying it's a bad thought, it's just I'm not sure that we have a practicable way to guarantee 100% of the time that it won't fall into their hands.
No, of course.
Alright, so what does that mean for me? Am I being a decoy or am I...
No, certainly not,
I believe
ma'am.
you're sitting tight and having
Fantastic.
some
Am
coffee.
I keeping the coin? That is a plan I do like.
Yeah, I'll get that going for you real quick.
This should be pot on already. Should be just able to refill.
Yeah. Oh no, something terrible must have happened to the grounds. Don't worry, I'll do it right this time.
Oh boy. He makes terrible coffee. Honestly, burns it every time. Don't tell him I told you.
Aspersions on my honor as a halfling, I tell ya. This town.
Tea,
with one
perfectly
good cup of
steeped, but the
joe.
coffee, ugh.
So what does it mean? Should we just give them, if they're looking for this, should we just give them the coin?
I think the plan that Evrard had of capturing one of the Knights of the Post and questioning them as to why they have set their sights on Veze, whether it be something of her person or on her person.
Yes, I agree. Because if we don't do that, and we just give them the coin, or let them think they've killed Evrard, there's still going to be, well, the bounty out. We don't know if it's on the coin or you, and I would hate to leave a thread untied and then find out there was some tragic occurrence later on. I think it's best.
Yeah, I would hate for there to be a tragic occurrence
Well,
too.
then we're all in agreement.
But in
Because it'd be happening to me.
the meanwhile, if you could give me this enchanted coin, and I will disguise myself.
Yeah, please, it's only worth 10 gold. What do I need it for?
All right.
Alright.
I think so. What I was thinking was I would disguise myself as a Knight of the Post. I would go some blocks away from the office, and I would just kind of not let myself be known, but like try and make myself obvious that I'm on a rooftop, and see if I find someone similar.
I feel like
the easier plan is just to disguise yourself as the person they're trying
I feel like
very
that's
hard to
gonna
find.
100% draw people out. And
They're
then we
not
can-
exactly the type of people to jump out and say, haha, I have you in my sights. They were sort of kill on sight, not really, and from quite far away as well.
Yeah, but this will still draw them out into the open,
Yes.
and in a way that I think a coworker showing up might not.
It just feels like we'll get more
Okay.
direct information if we have the ones who are actively working on this bounty, as opposed to walking into the headquarters, which is certainly an option for later, but might be too indirect as to leave the holes in our own knowledge open.
In fairness, it is more. I only offer it more so because it leaves no holes in me.
Understandable. Well, the question is this, Oobtaglor. Do you trust the rest of us to keep you safe, or is that too much of a risk?
I could disguise myself. If it makes me look taller, the arrows will go right through me, because it's too high up.
Well, you can. It only goes a foot higher than you, so it would be a very short Veze. No, I am the best suited for this task, and I shall do it. I shall put my life in your hands.
You see, Veze kind of nods impressed. She didn't necessarily have a very high opinion of Oobtaglor. And she
Does
goes,
anybody?
I guess my luck has guided me to the right person then. I didn't expect that from you, Oobtaglor.
Well, I am unpredictable. Okay, let's go.
Let it never be said
Ah.
otherwise.
Oobtaglor's
All right.
terrific. Their heart's in the right place when they remember to put it there.
Alright, so Oobtaglor, do I understand that you're taking both the coin and the appearance of Veze?
Yes. I was, and then same plan as usual, except the same plan as what I mentioned before, except I'm not going to be on a rooftop. I'm just going to be wandering down the road.
They seem pretty cavalier about attacking her when she was protected before, so us being around probably won't scare them off.
Yeah, I would like to follow, keeping an eye out, but stealth if possible, either blending in with the crowd or actively seeking out shadowy alleyways to follow from.
And I will not be doing that.
Alright, so you're going to leave Veze here, and all of you are going to head out with Ingrid. I don't mean to imply you can't leave Veze here. By all accounts, from what you know, that does... I don't want to leave someone out of the action. It does seem like this is a solid plan. Someone else is going to look like her, and the thing you suspect they're after is on Oobtaglor's person. You could stash her here, and that is presumably the safest place. And I don't want someone to have to stay behind just because there is a solid plan that she will be totally safe here, as long as this plan is underway.
I'd rather...
All right,
no reason she can't stay in the office. What's the point of having space that's safe if we can't let people stay safe in it?
Well, yeah, it'd be nice if we could leave a guard with her, but I think it's pretty important to make sure Oobtaglor doesn't get too perforated today.
I agree.
Very well, then...
All right, so Oobtaglor, you become a perfect copy of Veze. She gives a nod and goes like, "It's not very bad at all. Not bad at all. It does need one more thing." She hands you her bag and says, "Probably complete the look. You know, it's kind of you're kind of empty without it."
I think you're right.
Oh,
Yeah, well, that could use a
We
little bit
knew
of
there was
work.
going to be a way that
Yeah,
Austin
could use
would
a
get
little
us to
bit.
do the Aussie accents again this campaign.
Fortunately, they probably won't need to hear you talk at all.
Nah, I
Fantastic.
agree.
So you're gonna head out. At least one person, Ingrid, is gonna be stealthing. Is anyone else gonna be stealthing?
Evrard will also
No.
be stealthy.
Hell yeah, stealth buddies.
Bileyg will
Evrard
be
is
doing
also
the
gonna stealth?
opposite of stealthing. Can I be so obvious
Bileyg-
that it gives everyone else advantage on their stealth checks?
You want to stick with? You're gonna be obviously with.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Giving everyone else advantage is another thing, but I will take it into
Aw.
consideration
Okay.
when it.
I didn't have time to do
should
my-
any
It makes me feel any
consequences
better
arise.
because of my Cloak of Elven Kind. I just kind of have advantage on this anyway.
I didn't have time to do my early morning armor shining, so I'm a little bit slightly dingier than usual.
Ingrid rolled a 22 total.
All right.
Yeehaw.
Fuck yeah. Evrard, why don't you go ahead and roll?
Yes. Oh, sorry. I have disadvantage because I picked the wrong kind of armor. It's fine. Still rolled a 17.
Okay. Not too bad. You guys dip out the back so that you can meet at the corner, but you can be it from the shadows and not too obvious. The other two out the front. Oobtaglor, do you have a specific destination in mind, or are you just going to wander?
I'm going to, in a kind of roundabout way, but my ultimate goal is the Fortune's Wheel.
Good
But I'm not in any hurry to
Yeah.
get there.
Okay.
Question. Technically, before
Main
we left,
Street.
Evrard would have told Oobtaglor, you just need to take one hit and act like you're dead. Because they need to get close to you and to get anything off your body. So if you take that hit and proceed to run, don't make it difficult. Just act dead the second you take the hit. Once they move close to your body, then we'll pounce.
I mean, actors love doing death scenes, right? This is like a rare opportunity.
Yes, to be or not to be and all. We all know Snakespeare. Callbacks, baby. I'm making a bit.
Shakespeare.
To be fair, that's not actually the death monologue in Snakespeare.
Yes,
It comes
yes.
much later by the end of the... I caught a performance of it up by the Merchant District the other
All the
week. It was
rest is
terrific
silence.
stuff.
Oh, by the Ring Theatre.
Yeah, that's the one.
Great. They're very
Real
talented.
Toroidal,
Long
like.
running.
We have a canonical place where they put in a bunch of plays and musicals. A bunch of you have walked past
But
it or been there.
No, it's
Snakespeare
the Ring
has
Theatre
its
with
own
Snakespeare.
venue.
Snakespeare had it built specially for the acoustics.
Grantee playwright William Snakespeare.
You know, absolute perfectionist, a real slave driver.
Honestly, of all the weird pop culture stuff is it really pop culture to talk about Shakespeare? I guess
No.
Well, you know what? I don't have time
I mean,
to interrogate
the number
this. We got a
of
show
just
to
saying
run.
his
Anyway,
performance
theater
of Hamlet
kids
was
on
really
this
good.
podcast, I do think qualifies Shakespeare as pop culture, at least in our eyes.
And I thought Romeo and Juliet was an absolute heartbreak.
No, I'm drawing the line at
bring
Romeo
that.
and Juliet.
no, Romeo
This
and
is
Juliet's the best edition yet, actually.
Romeo and Juliet works so well in
Points.
this universe.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know
see?
it does.
You get me. I'm telling you, into
All
height
right,
romances
Oobtaglor, are
always
you
break my
sticking?
heart.
Are you gonna go alleys or streets? What are you thinking?
I will go streets. I'm trying to
Okay.
give off the impression that I am kind of still watching out for a killer, but I'm trying to give off the impression that I feel safer because I have a bodyguard with me. There we go.
Fantastic. So, heading back towards the Fortune's Wheel, towards the ladies' ward, I'm going to go ahead and show you a map. You are walking through some streets. You have not quite made it to the ladies' ward yet. You are still in the lower ward, so a lot of this is still kind of industrial. You're walking through some homes. you know, this is still though like a workers' district. So I would like for Oobtaglor and Bileyg to please place themselves in the middle of this intersection here. You guys are currently heading the up direction, north as it were. And for the other two who are stealthed to please place yourself wherever you would like on this map. As you can see, there's a little alley off to the side. There's some horse equipment over to the left here. Evrard, you gotta, if you're gonna be stealthing, you do have to, I was gonna say, you gotta be
up on.
Now, Evrard, are you up on the roof, or are you down on the ground, like, underneath that? There's a bit of an overhang there where you can see there's, like, rope and stuff for, they must keep a horse here or something. So, are you down on the ground, or are you up on that rooftop?
Up on the rooftop.
Okay, good to know. So, as you come through here, I'd like everyone to tell me what their passive perception is.
14.
18.
18? Okay, I think that's probably the highest to beat.
My passive
11.
perception is 12. My passive investigation is 18, and I would love to make a strong argument that as I'm actively looking for people who might be about to attack Oobtaglor, that could be the value that you could use.
And I would love to ignore that argument. Red, you're giving some big coughs, like perhaps perception for you is good or bad. What is your passive?
A tasty little 11.
Oh, okay.
I'm
so
low to the ground.
Here we go. Stealth roll. Natural 1. Okay. Rolled group stealth for them. So we're going to go ahead and place them.
Oh, good. There's lots of them.
Evrard, I'm going to say on this natural 1 that on the rooftop, you spot them first, and they do not see Ingrid or you. They see everyone else.
Okay.
They see Oobtaglor and Bileyg on the ground, and they are gearing up to attack them, but you spot, and I will and call out, on the opposite roof over here, you see the archer. You see the archer taking aim, but she is not alone.
Okay.
You see hiding up on the side over here, you see there is a goblin. There's a goblin and there is a bugbear standing there.
Buddies. This is not the bugbear that I know from my backstory rolled characters,
No,
is
it's
it?
not Kid.
Damn it. I'm never gonna meet this bugbear.
It's not Kid. Oh, sorry.
You can choose to
Wrong
meet.
name.
You can just go.
The one time we encountered a sod killer's thing, we didn't go and talk to him.
That was your call, man.
I wanted to. Session 0 for all you fine patrons out there. We almost met my backstory guy.
All right. With that out of the way, you see, what do you say to let everyone know that there's an ambush coming of Evrard?
I guess I won't say anything. I'll whistle. A tune. To make it a little obvious, but not to alert the ambushees, but something the rest of the party would know.
Fantastic. You let out a Feywild bird whistle that Ingrid immediately picks up on. And as you look around, you see, on the rooftop, and two hiding in the front. You have ambushers incoming. They are going to roll initiative. I would like everyone else to roll the same.
Was it possible for me to fire off a message spell in this moment to Oobtaglor?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Bogey's incoming. Bogey's incoming. I'd suggest you brace for impact.
Oh.
Right, I'll get in the dead book then. Shut up.
Shut up. All right, fantastic. I have to mark some initiatives down.
I gotta go to the typing part.
These guys are not killing it in the initiative department.
Man, the one time when I don't need to roll good on initiative, I do.
The one time where you truly just have to hold your action to take an attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, our initiative order is Oobtaglor at the top with a 22. Way to go, Noir. Evrard following close behind at a 17, and Ingrid at a 16. Then we have the archer Iniko at 14, the hobgoblin Gabor at 11, Bileyg at 6, Ferric the bugbear at 5, and Quirin the goblin at 3. And we will begin initiative right after our break.
Woo!
Ooh.
Rolling with difficulty.
At last, I have reached the tallest peak in all the world, where the wisest person lives. Finally, I'll get the answers I seek.
Welcome. I am the wisest person in the world. Ask me your question.
What is my purpose in life? What should I be doing to achieve pure happiness?
You must stream Game Master Monday.
Come again.
Game Master Monday, the bi-weekly podcast that plays a new one-shot in a new system in a new setting with a new cast every episode. Listening to their funny jokes and wild stories is the only path to happiness, my child.
Sick. I'm going to go home and binge the whole thing right now.
What a nice kid. Oh dear, he fell off the mountain. Now they'll never know how good Game Master Monday is.
Rolling with difficulty.
And welcome back. When last we left our heroes, they had walked into the ambush, but not without their own preparations hidden and stealthed among them.
They walked into our
Ingrid
ambush.
and Evrard. They've fallen into their own ambush. However, at the very top of the initiative, afraid... Sorry, I shouldn't put feelings into you, but especially perceptive, as you are concerned about being attacked a second time this night, Oobtaglor, you are the first to act. Is there anything you would like to do before all hells breaks loose?
I can't hold
All
a bonus
hells
action,
break
can
loose.
I?
You cannot hold a bonus action.
Right.
If you're looking to inspire, that's fairly, like, I don't think that would give away, you know,
Well,
an
the way
inspiration
I
is a lot more
inspire
subtle
people.
than... Fair enough.
I'll do a subtle inspiration to Bileyg, although I am at a deficit of bits since we didn't do one last time. I'll have to make up for that this episode.
All right, fantastic. You shoot a subtle inspiration to Bileyg. Bileyg, go ahead and take your D6, I believe, at this level.
Sweet.
And
But
Oobtaglor,
otherwise,
do you have any actions?
I don't have any actions. I will. My only action will be to keep playing my part. So I guess I'll keep walking. But
A dodge action would probably be a good idea.
Fuck, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting that a dodge action is the thing. Dodge action. That's way better.
Fantastic. All right, so any attacks are going to have disadvantage against you. Oobtaglor, that ends your turn, but you see now the figure is all preparing to attack. Evrard, however, you are going to get the jump. What would you like, pun intended, what would you like to do? Because you're a rabbit.
See,
You're gonna
the
get
problem
the
is, don't
'Cause you're
have
a
that
rabbit.
great of a jump. So in order to get to the person I want to get to, it's
Don't you
gonna
have like a
take-
bonus action leap then?
Yes, but it's only 10 feet, and this is a 20-foot gap. So it's gonna be, how high up am I? How about that?
How high up? About 40
Yes, 40. Okay. Okay. Here's what we'll do.
feet. Yeah, almost all
Bonus
buildings in
act-
Sigil are really tall.
Yeah. We will try to take them out stealthily. I don't know. We'll see. Bonus action.
Well,
I will use my Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
He will continue.
You will have advantage on your first attack because you are hidden.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. But yeah,
yes.
so if
Let
you
me
want to
read
cast
the
Zephyr
spell
Strike,
real
though, you are obviously more than welcome.
Okay. I can choose when to use the effects of the second part of Zephyr Strike. So I will activate it now regardless.
Okay.
I will cast it now, and then I will activate it later. So I will bonus action. I will cast Zephyr Strike. For my action, I will pull out my short bow, and I will shoot an arrow at the goblin across the roof. to my north.
Yeah. All right, yeah, you see a hobgoblin dressed all in black there, Gabor. All right, if you'd like to, go ahead and make your attack roll at advantage.
All right, here we go.
His passive did not beat your stealth.
21.
It's gonna hit.
And I will throw my Dreadful Strike, and no, that's it. That's all I have. Dreadful Strike on this. So that's a D6 and a D4 plus 3. Decent damage there. 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay. 11 points of piercing damage. Thump! You catch this guy unawares as he is preparing. He's got, he actually is not carrying any weapons on him.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
Spellcaster.
And I will move along the edge of this rooftop to get a little closer to him, if I can, because it looks like this area over here, all the way to the left, seems like to continue. Like that's still.
That is exactly. Yep, that is exactly what that is.
Then I will move towards that direction.
Yeah, there's like an indent here. You could see where they would like keep a horse. There's a cart and stuff.
Yep.
And then the roof continues on there. It's like a cutout of the building. Fantastic. Ingrid, it is your turn.
So it would be 40 feet of movement to get up to the roof from where I am.
It would, and you'd need a climbing speed, so you're gonna go half speed,
Gotcha.
just climbing up with your hands.
Oh yeah, that's not super practical.
So the hobgoblin and the human are on the roof. The bugbear and the goblin up ahead are on the ground.
Yes. If I use my bonus action to dash, would that break my hide?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
I think
so.
there's something about moving out of cover, but I'm gonna say you're fine.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do, instead of moving and potentially breaking the ruse that we have started here, is hold my action to...
Well, Evrard did just shoot a guy.
Okay, Evrard did just shoot a guy.
So
that's true.
his stealth is broken, and now people can see him.
Yes, I just can't get to anybody without potentially taking a lot of attacks myself. And Ingrid is not the beefiest of ACs. I'm going to do something a little tricky.
Ooh.
I'm going to
I like
cast
tricky.
Disguise Self on myself to make myself also look like the Gith Yankee lady.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beze.
Uh-huh. So, I did like this dress. And then...
Spotlight stealing bitch.
It's called...
Bileyg, your accent's slipping. Sorry, Bileyg is me. Oobtaglor, your accent's slipping.
It's called...
I'm
You
sorry.
spotlight
I'm
stealing bitch.
Bobby. It's called Class, darling. Look it up. Oh, I can't do both at the same time. This is worse than having to do Danny and Ozzy. Ugh. I'm gonna move.
My
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, to like that half covery spot under the rooftop. And just sort of sow confusion. Who are they gonna go for?
Okay, so you break stealth so that they can see you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Does that end your turn? That's your action and your movement? Any bonus actions?
I guess I could inspire someone.
That you could.
Or you know what? Actually, let's use a feature and or a trait. Let's use a class feature, shall we? I'm gonna, as a bonus action, use my insightful fighting to make an insight check against a creature I can see that isn't getting incapacitated, contested by their deception check. And I'm gonna pick that. It's the bugbear that's on ground level, right?
Yes, the bugbear and the goblin. All right, bugbear.
Bugbear.
His deception is not sick. He rolled a 21.
What?
With a 19, I also roll a 21.
So that's sometimes I feel like I forget the rules of this game. Meets it.
Contested checks.
You meet it. He.
Yeah.
I think that works. Yeah. All right, fantastic. Wow. He rolled a natural 20 plus 1.
I have a +2 to insight, which is a detriment to using this ability. But
crazy. Wow, you need to get proficiency in
I'm
that.
proficient in
Anyway,
it. I just have a very low whiz relative to my intelligence. High int, low
as
whiz.
you use your insightful fighting, it's hard because he's still partially hidden. He's not fighting yet, but you start to size him up. You take a look. You see the carefully concealed but not carefully enough hand axes. You see the trembling rage, that battle readiness. He's about to leap in, and you think you have a good sense of how this guy's about to fight.
Problem for me, aren't you?
All right, that brings us to Iniko's turn. All right, she has her trick shot back, Ricochet Bolt, because it's on a recharge. She's used one exploit opening. She's going to use a second right now to shoot at advantage on Oobtaglor, and then she's going to use the Ricochet Bolt on Bileyg. Correct, because the dodge action, yes. So, she is going to shoot, and that is a 19 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
And then a straight hit against, then a second attack. Yeah, so it's only one attack roll. They have advantage on the attack roll.
So did I not re-roll to see if they hit me?
They are going to roll to see if they hit you. I was checking to see if they got advantage from their exploit opening. It gives them advantage, but it's only on their next attack roll. Their attack roll was at Oobtaglor.
Cool.
That's a natural 2. So
that will probably miss me.
That's cocked. Okay, that's pretty low damage. That's 6 piercing damage from the crossbow. And as it expertly ricochets up off the ground, Bileyg, it skirts harmlessly off of your armor.
Ooh.
Can I?
Oh no!
Can I play into it and fall prone, or is that something I do on my turn?
I'll let you fall prone if you want as a free action.
His name escapes
Crikey.
me. No.
Oh.
Thud. More like a splat, honestly. Okay. Make a deception check or performance. I'll allow either.
Great. Performance is better. 13.
All right, let's roll a quick insight. Bileyg, you're like, not Oobtaglor's best performance, honestly.
It's a whole new body. They're still working things out.
This would never fly
at
the ring.
Yeah. Look, just because William Snakespeare would be throwing a hissy fit, doesn't mean we need to criticize, all right?
I was under pressure, and this is not my forte.
I mean, oh no! Oh, it's so tragic.
It is Gabor's turn.
She was so young.
The hobgoblin spies the Harangon and is going to use a choking bolt against you. Ranged spell attack.
Okay.
Choking bolt.
That's not very good. Only an 11 to hit you.
That will miss.
Okay. Then they will use their bonus action to smoke form. You watch as they just dissolve into smoke, and they are going to fly down towards walking speed 30 feet. So they can't quite get all the way down, but they are only 10 feet above Oobtaglor down there in their smoky, swirling form.
Oh.
All right. Actually, they're going to use their movement to go between Oobtaglor and Bileyg. They're still up off the ground, but they're floating down over there. All right. That is his whole turn, which brings us to Bileyg. Bileyg, what would you like to do?
Is he, within range of being smacked?
He was 40 feet up. He flew 30 feet down, so he's 10 feet. So sometimes I need sometimes I need a vertical battle map.
Because not to be teacher, do we have homework?
You are a
Bileyg is
halfling.
only 3.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such an
Well,
indignity.
you take up the same
ya.
5-foot spot as always.
It's my big personality. It really fills the room.
7-foot vertical leap.
Funny.
You just start jumping up, sword straight up, poking.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. You cannot reach them. They are 5 feet too high up.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's see what I can do.
It's almost like this ambush. You guys were lucky that they rolled that natural 1 and that they didn't see Ingrid or Evrard, because they set up this ambush with everything in their favor.
Once again, my Achilles heel. I have no ranged attacks, even a little bit.
We gotta get you some hand axes or something.
Yeah.
Some daggers, a hand crossbow, a long
javelin.
stick, maybe.
Yeah.
A long stick.
Am I getting fiend or undead vibes off of this guy, or is smoke form just a thing that like bugbears can do? Or assassins?
He's a hobgoblin. It's not a thing that all hobgoblins can do, but he does seem like a person.
Okay, that severely limits my ability to do many things.
Oh, boo-hoo, I deal 30 damage around. Boo-hoo.
That's a good
I
day,
can't do an
and
extra 1d8. Boo.
It takes spell slots! Okay, let's see.
I have resources I have to manage.
I'm level 4, everything is hard, and I'm very small. Okay, I'm gonna...
Truly
I think I have the ability to stand in an allied creature's space because of how itty-bitty I am.
Yes.
So I think I'm gonna move myself to stand just over Oobtaglor, sort of get to her, go through me kind of thing. And unfortunately, because I didn't have my turn before this, I didn't have my reaction, so I couldn't impose further disadvantage on their attack. But I can now, so that's good. Yeah. How does holding an action work again? 5e makes everything confusing.
Holding an action is just you establish a trigger, like an enemy is within 5 feet, and then when that happens, you take your action, but you have to use your reaction to do it, so you won't have a reaction going forward.
And that would negate my ability to impose disadvantage. So instead, I am going to cast Shield of Faith on myself, so I have +2 to AC, and it is even harder to attack me. Oh, I guess that is a bonus action.
Oobtaglor bleeding out on the ground with their soft...
Well, I mean, okay, you know what? Yes, actually, good point. So that's my bonus action. As an action, I will pump 5 more points of Lay on Hands into Oobtaglor, but like subtle, like through my foot.
Fair enough. Okay, very good. Very good.
Oobtaglor's like
If
a
you
roller
want the
coaster.
lady, you gotta go through me. How
They're
am I
going
doing,
up and down
Oopsie?
and up and down.
All right.
Great.
Does that pass your turn, Bileyg?
Yes, finally, I found a way to check off all the boxes.
All right. Ferric is going to see the... That's the different character. Where is he? Right there he is. He is going to see the other Veze, and he turns to Quirin next to you, goes, "Which one's the real one?" And the goblin just gives like a shrug, and he's going to go 10, 15, 20, and he's going to bonus action Battle Fury. The roughneck enters a furious state. While in this state, they can take the multi-attack action, and they have resistance to mundane bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage. So multi-attack, 2 hand axes coming in.
Great.
First hand axe is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ugh.
That's 9 slashing damage.
Jeez, it's like these guys kill people for a living or something.
Jesus. The second one is a 22 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, that's minimum damage that time. That's 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
How many hit points are you at?
At 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could take some more hits, honestly. I
got 12 left.
We have got to
Okay.
start thinking of a better way to deal with traps than walk into them face first.
And that will end his turn. We'll bring it to Quirin's turn.
No, Oobtaglor had an idea. Just saying, rooftops are pretty good prime real estate for assassins, so...
And then Quirin is going to... no, they're going to do this on you. All right. They are going to cast Dizzying Hex on Bileyg, could I please have you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, why must you do me like this? Okay.
Because you're the paladin. I was going to teleport you away, but...
Ooh,
Oh, what?
that's a 12.
Inspiration?
12 is the DC.
Oh, never mind. Ignore me.
There we go.
You see Quirin begins to chant in Goblin and tries to, you feel your inner ear start to go and you start to get really dizzy. And you feel, there's a moment you're certain you're going to fall over and instead you stay on your feet.
Man, it's a good thing I'm so close to the ground. That could have been devastating.
And that is going to end Quirin's turn. All right, that brings us back to the top of the initiative with Oobtaglor. What would you like to do, Oob?
So, upon seeing another Veze, I'm kind of thinking that the plan is being heartily thrown out the window. So,
We just need one of them, mate.
I will
Just
go
go
ahead and
capture.
I will inspire
Throw one on the
Ingrid.
Bobby.
I will, from my prone position, I will go and sing out. The spotlight's on, get them, Ingrid Starling. Go on, come on, kill them, Ingrid Starling. You're suave and you got class, so go out there and kick some ass. Beat the baddies back en masse, cause you're Ingrid Starling.
Bars.
Heathers.
Bars. Noir.
Others. All right, take
And-
your inspiration. Well earned.
And then, as an action...
You're still prone. You've got a movement and an action.
Yeah. Can I...
Oh no. Oh no.
So...
This is so worrying.
there is one ability as a College of Creation bar that I have not yet done. I want to see if I can do it. How much space does the smoked Gabor occupy?
He's still in a 5-foot cube space. He takes up his normal person space.
All right, you tell me this: does a glass sealed jar that is, roughly 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot, you think what do you think the cost of that would be?
Oh
Do it,
god,
do it, do it,
pricing
do it, do
is like my kryptonite in D&D. I have no idea how much anything is supposed to cost. Well, what is the price that we're before we get too far into it? Maybe you can just easily say that's too much, it's too little. What is the benchmark here we're trying to hit?
I am trying to. So, as an action, I can create one non-magical item of my choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of me. The maximum value of the item is 80 gold pieces, and it lasts for 2 hours. The maximum size of the item is medium, so it would fit. So I'm looking for like a sealed glass jar that can capture all of Gabor.
Alright, so good news. That's definitely less than 80 gold. Bad news. He's 10 feet off the ground. If you manifest a glass case around him, it's going to fall to the ground and shatter.
What if he holds his action
make
until
it
the
glass.
exact moment he gets 5 feet closer to the ground?
Could you make it like tin?
10 feet? Yeah, just
Yeah,
catch him
honestly,
in the top
10.
part.
5 feet and a little table.
No, it's only one. It's only one non-magical item.
Yeah.
Tin, just a sealed tin sphere.
Yeah.
I can.
No, but it has to be big enough to hold like all of the
Big
smoke.
can, like an oil drum.
A big can.
Like oil drum.
know-
Yeah.
An
there
oil
we go.
drum. Okay. All right, we're
Metal.
getting
Won't
somewhere.
break. Won't break.
You know that bit in that one like Bugs Bunny cartoon where the monster's chasing him in the suit of armor and it hits the wall and turns into canned monster?
Alright, so Oobtaglor, I think we've established that it's within price range, so what are you doing?
Okay, so
This
Oobtaglor.
is crazy. Like, the intention of this can't be, like, could you just manifest shackles on people?
Yep.
A straitjacket?
So this
that doesn't seem. I feel like that's against the rules as intended.
I mean,
Well,
cast from
it's
inventory.
an unoccupied space, so it can't like shackle someone automatically. You'd have to.
Oh,
like,
well, this
pick 'em
space
up.
is occupied by him.
Fuck, you're right. No.
He's in this space.
But the space is around
I'm sorry to put a damper
him.
on it.
No, it's okay. All right, then I want to make an open glass jar and stretch myself to catch him. and just pop the lid
Let
on.
him do it. Let Noir do this.
You said yes to him being a
In-
plasmoid, and yes to him being
who
a
says this?
college
Is
creation
it-
bard. This is what you signed up for.
Okay, you guys, you're Legolas, not Bugs Bunny, right? In terms of
Yeah.
the physics of the world,
You say that.
I think creating a
Correct.
jar and stretching to scoop up a smoke man and then plug it up stretches
Okay,
the intentions of that ability a little bit.
Alright.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna award you an inspiration for a very clever thought, but I don't think that's gonna manifest. So go ahead and take a
I'm
DM
limited by
inspiration.
the mechanics of my time. No, it's okay. All right. Well, then, as an action, I'm still gonna try and be preventative about it, and I'm gonna. Can I make a bellows? Like
All
I
right,
can't.
boss. I know the big jar plan was too cartoony for the genre,
my
but hear
thinking
me
is
out.
that my thinking is that I'm not able to do it on this turn, and so I'm being preventative as far as like, you gotta materialize right now, or else I'm sucking you up.
Okay. All right. You're gonna make a bellows. Okay. I like that. All
All
right.
right.
So you action manifest a set of bellows in your slime pseudopods.
Yeah. So like, Oobtaglor takes out their lute and starts strumming, kind of in contrast to the parody musicals that they've been singing this entire time. What you hear instead is kind of this rather pleasant, angelic chanting. To anyone who has been on the astral sea, it is reminiscent of the singing that you can sort of faintly hear when you pay attention close enough.
Very cool.
And for my movement, I am going to move backwards so that I'm no longer occupying Bileyg space.
Oh,
Or forward,
Okay.
rather. Yeah. And I guess the rest.
Cool.
I
You're
guess
gonna
the rest of my movement to get up from prone.
Okay. Does that end your turn?
Actually, can I move myself to be next to Bileyg so that I'm adjacent to
Yeah.
Gabor still? Yeah. All right. You can really tell I have this planned in advance, huh?
All right, Evrard. That brings us to you.
Okay, I'm. People are all sorts of weird ranges right now. Okay, would I be able to hit the? No, he's up in the air. Okay. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to assume Oobtaglor and Bileyg can get the smoke guy. And I'm just gonna move on to other targets. I will activate my Zephyr Strike. Continue the Feywild song I've been whistling, and I will give myself advantage on this hit, and I will use my action to make a short bow attack on Ferric, the
Okay.
hobgoblin.
Yeah, he's the big old. That's the bugbear down there.
yes,
Ferric.
that-
Ferric is brown, shaggy-furred, red-skinned hobgoblin is Gabor.
Okay.
All right. Make your attack.
That is a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Perfect. This is going to be D4, D6, and D8, I believe. Right? Yeah. Okay, big numbers. There we go. 6 plus 3 plus 2, 11. 14 points of piercing damage.
All right. Reduced to 7 because of his fury.
Right. Oh, of course. I completely forgot. Okay.
That's all right. That's still, I mean, you're going to have to put this guy down somehow.
Yes. The important thing here is because I activated that, my movement speed is now 60.
Nice.
Yes.
Get your ass down here, Evrard. Or over there, whatever is best for you.
Because the main assassin is the one on the rooftop, all the way on the other side, correct?
That is the archer, yeah.
Okay.
Which she definitely should have attacked. I guess I skipped her. No, she's 14. Sorry. I was getting confused. Yeah, that's the archer. I was like, she goes first, doesn't she? She does, but after a bunch of you heroes go. You sons of bitches.
Okay. Okay. I will use my movement to run across the rooftops to get to this position, because I need the movement speed to do this. And then I will drop the spell and use my bonus action to cast the Hunter's Mark on her.
Ooh, sweet.
So now we can clean up this mess, and if she gets away, we can track her down.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's our rabbit.
Oh, that's really smart, Wally.
You said you didn't want Bugs Bunny antics, so we got a rabbit of our own, and he's way better.
There better not be any fucking tricksy rabbits in this episode.
And that's my turn.
Silly Red. Tricks are for rabbits.
Hey.
All right. That brings us to Ingrid. Ingrid,
Yes.
you have marked this dude, and he came over and laid into you. This is a terrifying force of nature who is about to carve you to pieces. What would you like to do?
Did you say that he's, like, immune to being charmed or anything in his fury?
I don't recall saying he was immune to being charmed.
Great.
I like where this is going.
You hear the one about the Gith who lost their cards? I'm just yanking your chain. The Gith never lose. And I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
We're like, get
Okay, this is a...
It's a wisdom. It's only DC 12 because my charisma is not the highest stat that I have, and that's what I use for bardcast spellcasting.
All right. So, here, my brain is so fucked up from playing Magic and like learning the Magic keywords and what they mean that I have to go back and be like, wait, how does this apply in D&D? Allied humanoids. Is he his own He's his own allied humanoid,
What?
right? Like,
What?
well, okay. Here's the thing:
Okay.
Paladins, all allies get a bonus to their saving at level 7. You get a bonus to your saving
Yeah.
throw equal to your
Level
charisma.
7.
That applies to the paladin as well.
Really? That's nice.
So I think the same thing should apply here, and his bugbear inspiration is going to give him advantage on this wisdom saving
Great.
throw as well.
He has so many buffs.
The Bardic Inspiration language does specifically say a creature other than you, so, like, assuming that the language is consistent across them.
Yeah, it does not. It says allied humanoids. So if he had like a pet, it wouldn't work, but he is a humanoid. The good news is his higher roll was a 8. Wait. Yep, 8.
Well, that still fails, and he falls into a fit of laughter at my incredible Yankee card-playing joke, and is prone for the duration, incapacitated, unable to stand up. At the end of each of its turns, or each time it takes damage, it can make another wisdom saving throw. And you have advantage if it's triggered by damage.
Damn. The universe heard you shit-talking cartoony vibes, and,
I will use my movement.
I sang to the astral, and the
Now that
astral
I am
responded.
not about to be oppie attacked by this bad boy.
No options.
5, 10, 4.
That's Oppie.
Just enough so I could still peek around the corner, but ideally not be immediately attacked by anybody. And I guess for my bonus action, let's give some inspo out, because why not? Where's my bard stuff? There it is. Who doesn't have inspiration?
Wally.
Wally.
Yes, just me.
Okay. I gotta think of a rabbit song.
Are you within...
Oh, am I actually? That's a good point. No, I think you're too high up. 60 feet?
That might be it. That might be good.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
It's 90
feet.
by the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're not. Yeah, you're not 60 feet in either direction away, so
Gotcha.
you're good. All right. Do you pass your turn?
I gotta think of a song. I'm so
See,
sorry.
that's what I... Oh, you're good. You're good. Past turn. That's what I mean by magic. I'm like, I'm so used to the keywords that I'm like the language. I felt like D&D was a language that it was like my first language. But now that I've learned a second language, which is really like all these other RPGs I play now, it's weakened my understanding of my first one.
Oh my, Mr. Bunny Guy, heard you took the upper layer so that we won't all die. I'm counting on you to kill that big guy. I'm about to go and hide. Bum, bum. And you've got inspo.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's
It's
great.
not bad,
That's
not
amazing.
bad.
Thank you.
The scansion was a
So
little
you
bit
just made that up.
sloppy,
That's
though.
really good.
I like
Yeah.
to improvise.
Fantastic.
I can't do that. That's great.
All right. So, Oobtaglor, have you dropped the disguise that you are the Gith?
Okay, hold on. Well, I was attacked.
You know, yeah.
I'm gonna say
It
no.
doesn't matter because Iniko thinks that the bigger threat is Evrard anyway. So Iniko is going to. Oh, let me see actually if she gets her ricochet bolt back. She does not. So she is going to attack Evrard. He is definitely a problem. And she is going to use her last exploit opening to get advantage on this roll against you, Evrard.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, 2 and a 3. What a waste.
Hell yeah.
Aw.
Alright, that's going to end her turn. That brings us to Gabor. Gabor is going to land on the ground. Sorry, did you say that you still looked like her or no? Oobtaglor.
So I was attacked, but I was still also trying to play the part of Veze. So I guess yes.
So you still look like Veze. Okay. He is going to manifest on the ground, land, and turn, bonus action, turn from smoke back into a hobgoblin. And you'll hear him say, "That coin's not yours."
Oh, good. They are
And
after
he
the
is just-
coin.
He is going to Toxic Flame attack you.
Oh,
Do you
at
have any sort of
disadvantage if it's
acid
an
or
attack
poison
roll.
immunities as ooze?
I have advantage, or I'm resistant to acid and poison, and
Okay.
I have advantage
Okay.
against being
Alright.
poisoned for saving throws.
Bileyg is using their interaction to his interaction to impose disadvantage.
Yes, I'm using my protection reaction. So yeah, disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay, against Oobtaglor, Toxic Flame, disadvantage is a 14 to hit.
Still hits.
No.
Okay. Alright, so that is going to be... Ooh! Finally, some damage up in here.
No.
13 points of fire damage.
No.
Damn it, it was fire. Yeah.
How are you doing?
9.
9? Okay. Are you you're concentrating on disguise self, right? That's what the hat
I
lets
guess
you
so,
do?
yes. Yeah.
Disguise
Alright, so go
self
ahead and
isn't
roll a
usually
concentration check.
concentration
That's
in
right.
any way.
Disguise shelf is not
Yeah.
concentration.
Oh, never mind then.
It's
so
the
you can
hat
drop
of
it. Yeah.
disguise. It's the
Okay.
item, yeah.
But I
even-
know, but I
even the
think it does
spell
let you
itself.
cast the spell, but the spell
Yeah,
isn't
you saw it,
concentration.
Yeah, the spell's not concentration.
I saw the Critical Role bit again the other day where Sam is like, "Oh, why don't you take this hat of disguise and then you can pretend to be someone else?" And we don't have to get into it. It's a very good
Oh.
bit about the hat of disguise.
Okay.
I love it. I can't stop myself from referencing things. Okay, that is his action and bonus action, and he's just gonna try to kill you because you seem like the guy. Bileyg, it is your turn, however. Do what you
I tell
will.
you, sir, that's no way to treat a lady. We're gonna attack this guy.
I bet you will.
Yeah, flanking advantage would be nice, but meh. All right, I'll just roll it straight. Why not? Oh,
Keep going. Don't stop.
okay. Ugh, it's only a 12 to hit. Oh, but I do have inspiration. Can I use that on attack rolls?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, any
Okay.
D20 roll you can use inspiration on.
Come on, buddy. Yeah, that makes it an 18.
Woo.
18 will hit. This guy has the highest. He has a shield. He has the highest AC. He's the high AC guy of this group. But 18 will hit.
Wow. Well, thanks for
In
telling me
addition-
he's the beefy boy, because that makes me think I should spend a divine smite or two. So let's just.
In addition, you also get an effect from using Oobtaglor's inspiration, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, I do?
Well, the target has to make a Constitution saving throw or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die.
Ooh.
Which is 6, right?
Which is a 6, yeah.
All right, con
DC is 14.
save is that's only going to be a 12. So
Okay.
So
it's
he
going
takes
to be
6 thunder damage.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is a
So right off the
thunderous
bat,
smite.
thunder damage is
Nice.
as you're going to miss, and then with you reach in and use that inspiration, which is like this kind of mote flying around you, and your sword accelerates with surprising speed, cuts through before he can get the shield up to deflect, and there is a boom detonation as you hit. Go ahead
my.
and I'm sure put this dude in the fucking dirt.
Well, let's find out. Okay, so it's 1d8
Start hitting you with
plus
some any
2
else cool
plus
saving throws around
2
here?
more d8. So 3d8 plus 2. And that is, it's not the best roll. That is only 13 damage.
13 damage is still pretty good.
A 6, a 4, and a 1.
All right. Yeah, he has no more resistance because he's out of his smoke form. He just takes that all straight.
Very nice. All right, that's my action.
All right, any bonus actions?
Be good for me to keep my last spell slot around, I think. So, yeah, no, that's everything I got in me.
All right. That ends your turn. Brings us to Ferric. Ferric gets to make a save at the end of his turn.
Let me double check that. Tasha's use laughter. At the end of its turn.
Okay, so he hasn't taken any damage, so he will make his save right
DC
now.
12 wisdom.
He does still have advantage, and he does still only have a +1. But a 15 will do it. The
Yeah.
Tasha's ends, but it wastes his turn. He cannot stand up from prone because that was the end of his turn.
Yep.
You hear the barking laugh from this giant goblinoid stop, and then it is Quirin's turn. Quirin is going to look around. He sees that Evrard is currently on the roof trading with the archer. He sees that Bileyg just put the work into Gabor, and he is going to use... my mistake. So the thing about NPCs is like I don't get time to know
Don't
them.
put
so
this
I'm
disrespect on a
sometimes
girl
just,
boss like that.
for real. She's gonna use to me. Chooses two. It's willing creatures. Never mind. Can we get? No, it's not worth it. Okay, instead, we're gonna use another dizzying hex. I think. Fuck, it's so tough to say. We'll use she's gonna use brittle bones. No, yeah. Fuck. She's gonna use brittle bones. She does another curse, another one at Bileyg, who is clearly the biggest damage dealer. And
shucks.
you are racked with pain until the end of your next turn. The first
never mind.
time you move or use an action, bonus action, or reaction, you must succeed on a con save or take some damage. So you feel like aching in your bones. Anything that you do until the end of your next turn risks you taking damage.
That just
Ooh, I
happens?
tell ya.
Or, like...
Yeah, the effect just happens, but so Bileyg could choose not to do anything and thus wouldn't have to roll the saving throw, but if
Gotcha.
he
Yeah.
does, then there will be a save that. That brings us to Oobtaglor.
Okay.
Holding a bellows in front of this angry hobgoblin who just burned the shit out of you.
I'm gonna drop the bellows.
Kill, murder, decimate. Knock unconscious for questioning.
Smart move.
Sure scared you.
I'm right where I want to be.
Yeah. I am just going to vicious mockery. Yeah, I'm gonna do vicious mockery and healing word myself because I need hit points.
All right, vicious mockery on who?
Gabor.
Okay, that's a whiz save.
Yes. Yes. You were more attractive when you were smoke.
That's gonna... He
Cutting.
fails. That's gonna be some damage.
Okay. 1d4 psychic. 2. And,
2, all right.
Healing word myself. I'm gonna use my last... No, I'm gonna save my last second level spell slot. So just 1d4 plus 4.
Okay.
3. 7.
Fantastic. That brings us to Evrard.
Come on, rabbit.
Oh, okay. We just need to get people off the board, right? Correct? Okay. Here's what we'll do. I'm trying to figure out where... I can't cross this gap. It's too wide for me. So we'll have to... You know what? We'll have to go around the long way. So here's what we'll do. We will hop down 40 feet.
Okay. That's gonna be some fall damage.
Yep.
Alright, here we go.
Can I tuck and roll? Can I do like a...
You want to use... make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. Cool. That's a 15?
Okay, yeah. That will just hit it. So I'm going to say you take 4 falling damage.
Okay, I'll take that.
Go ahead, use your reaction, I think, to absorb this. It's like such a monk thing. I hate just applying falling damage, but there's like, it's really... there really isn't a mechanic without just taking other people's shit to let you, like, soak up fall damage. I made the ruling. I'm going to stick with it now, but I'm going to say going forward, fall damage is fall damage. Go ahead and what would you like to do for your turn?
Okay. And then I'm going to hit Quirin
Hell yeah.
with...
Who's prone, so you should have some buffs.
Quirin is not close.
Oh, not Quirin.
Ferric,
Ferric
the
is
big
prone.
bugbear, is
then I'll hit
prone.
Ferric instead.
Okay.
Is the rage thing still going on?
Yeah, yes, it lasts 1 minute.
Oh. Not... Or until it became incapacitated? No? Okay. Okay. We'll hit Quirin then. It's fine.
Alright, you're going to hit the goblin.
Yeah. Should be squished, hopefully. That's 17 to hit.
17 will hit. He will use Cowardly Commander. When a creature the Curse Spitter sees hits him with an attack, she will choose that attack to hit an ally within 5 feet. So go ahead and roll damage against Ferric. As she nimbly dodges out of the way.
Okay, this is a D8 and a D4.
High rolls.
2. I need to use different dice. 4. 12 points of piercing damage.
Down to 6. Alright.
And then, what was that? That was maybe like 10 feet of movement, right?
Yep.
Okay, then I will use my bonus action to rabbit hop 10 feet to the next wall.
Okay. And start climbing?
Yes, and start climbing. The rabbit hop does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay,
I know
yeah.
where you're going with that.
So you get up
Yeah.
You get up 10 feet from the rabbit hop, and then that gives you 10 more feet?
And then I have only 15 feet of movement left. No.
So you're going to be able to get 5 feet up because of
20 feet of
speed
movement
climbing.
left. Because I used 10 to get off the roof. The rabbit hop is 10 feet of free movement.
Oh, it's free, so you have 20. So yeah, you can get another 10 feet up the wall. So you're 20 feet up the wall, you're halfway there.
Yeah. Cool.
Fantastic. And out of opportunity attack range. Very clever. Ingrid, what would you like to do?
Gebor, the gas guy, he's corporeal again and not doing great.
He's corporeal and not doing great.
Awesome. I'm gonna roll up. And because he's 5 feet of an ally, I believe that means that I have sneak attack on this if I were to stabby stab.
You do. Yes, you do.
Okay. That's my place. Does a 19 hit?
19 definitely hits.
Right. A d4 plus d6 plus 3. Pretty good. 11 points of stabbing damage.
You reduce him to 1 HP.
Woo!
And with my bonus, I will do two-weapon fighting to attack with the other dagger.
Yes.
There we
Draw
go.
a second dagger. All right, roll a hit.
If possible,
no sneak
could
attack,
I
no
smack him with
modifier.
the pommel to knock him out as opposed to killing him?
There we go.
Make it non-lethal. Yeah. For sure.
Does a 17 hit?
17 just hits. That's his AC.
Awesome.
Oh.
And on the D4, he takes...
And anything on the D4, boom, you clock him in the side of the head, and he goes down on the ground.
That's curtains, darling. We should deal with the rest of them.
All right.
I'm
it
going
is
to use
Iniko's
the rest
turn.
of my movement to kind of sidle around so I'm a little farther away from the guy who could knock me out next round. Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's see the roll if a roll to see if Iniko gets her trick shot back.
Oh dear.
Son of a bitch, she doesn't. You hear her whistle, and she says, "Knights are getting out of here!" And she's going to shoot to kill Gabor. Now, she has disadvantage because he's prone, but advantage because he's incapacitated.
Wait.
So this is a
Wait,
straight shot.
Let me check the features of my thing.
Yeah.
Because he's within 5 feet of me, isn't he?
Yes.
Then I'm going to impose disadvantage on that. I will attempt to shield this man.
Okay, Jesus.
We
Damn.
can't...
All right, here we go.
We gotta, you know?
You know what? I'm gonna roll this in front of the group. She's got to hit
Okay.
a 17. He's armored, and she is rolling with a +6. So /roll 1d20 plus 6. Here's the first one. That's a 25.
All right, lower than
Roll
that, please.
1d20 plus 6. The second attack at disadvantage. Here we go.
Yes!
That's a natural 1.
There we go.
Damn, he does something so cool when he dies.
The epic highs and lows of
the
Dungeons
arrow
and Dragons.
almost slow-mo, Bileyg, for someone who is not very dexterous, your battle reflexes are precisely honed, and as that arrow, you hear ping, and you assume it's coming at Oobtaglor, and instead you see it's aimed for the, like, literally temple shot this ally of hers on the ground, and your shield just catches the end. It doesn't stop the arrow, it deflects it, and it skitters off the pavement inches from a kill shot.
Ooh.
Damn, that's crazy. All right.
With friends like these, who needs enemies, eh?
Gabor is out. Bileyg, it is your turn.
It's my turn?
I think so.
Oh,
I said
sorry.
that right,
I thought
right?
there were a few more
It
people
went
in
Iniko, then
front of me.
Gabor.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
well,
because
there's
Gabor's
no
out.
Gabor's
My
out.
mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, are we trying to take down the rest of these guys? The ones that are farther up?
I suppose so,
'Cause-
unless they're running.
I do suppose we have most of our situation handled, but I think I'll try to go back up Evrard. Correct me if I'm wrong, when I move, I need to make a con save, right?
Yes. So,
Okay.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Cool, I will Constitution save. That's an 11.
11 will fail.
Ooh,
You take 15 points of necrotic damage.
15?
Oh my god.
Ooh. Okay.
As you
Oh,
take your
boy.
first step... Oh, that should have happened when you took your reaction.
I was wondering about that. Did
but
a reaction count?
My mistake... Yeah, I mean, these things are back-to-back. Nothing else would have stopped it. So, you're not falling unconscious and thus preventing the reaction from happening. So,
Right.
we'll just play it as it lies. You take your first step, and the pain that racks through you is like all of your bones grinding together at once. And then it passes. It's gone.
Oh. Alright, well that wasn't fun. Let's try this again, shall we? Evening, fellas.
All right. Quirin has used his reaction or her reaction, and Ferric is prone on the ground.
Oh, Ferric is prone. Does that mean I roll my attacks at advantage? No, wait, that's dishonorable. I'll attack Quirin.
Fair enough.
I'm
fair
sorry, I'm a paladin!
Yeah.
In your damn oaths.
No, sometimes it's worth the cost. Alright, straight attack with the longsword. Okay, that's a 22 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm
And
not
no
gonna
more
add
reaction.
I'm not going to add the Divine Smite because that's my last spell slot and I might need it. So that is 9 slashing damage.
All right, so this person is fresh, but easily the squishiest of the group.
Whew.
So 9 is going to do a pretty decent chunk.
Cool. I also think I need to roll concentration on my Shield of Faith because I haven't gotten hit until now.
Yes, for that 19. So it's still just a DC 10, though.
All right. Yeah, that's a 6. I fail. So my AC is back down to 18.
Shield of Faith goes away. Mm-hmm. That ends your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
All right, that brings us to Ferric. Their plan is still going to be... Now they gotta kill you guys. So Ferric is going to try to drop Bileyg here. Gonna make 2 hand axe attacks.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
Is Ferric still laughing, or?
No, he shook
Nope,
that
he
off.
succeeded on his, at the end of his last turn.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. He really doesn't have anything else he could do. He's just gonna have to trust Iniko with Evrard and slash his way through Bileyg to get to Gabor. So 1 will definitely miss, and
Correct.
the second will definitely... What do you mean correct? 1 will definitely miss, correct?
What?
No, it's an 8 and a 23 to hit.
All right, well, the 23 will hit me.
Yeah, exactly. A definite hit and a definite miss. That will bring us 4 slashing damage.
Ugh.
How much? What HP are you at?
I'm at 9. 15 is more than
and
half my health, so that was a big hit to take all at once.
Stupidly, he did not get into flanking, but that was on me. But it will open you up to flanking from Quirin. So that brings us to Quirin's turn.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. All right, at advantage. Here we go. Toxic Touch, melee cantrip. So it is gonna have to succeed on an attack roll, but she's rolling with advantage.
That's a good
I
face.
rolled double natural ones.
Yeah!
I rolled double natural ones.
Thanks, darling, wherever
Holy
you are.
shit, that
Thanks for looking out
sucks.
for old Bileyg.
All
I
right.
guess luck really is on our side tonight, eh?
Oh god, maybe that coin is magic.
Oobtaglor.
I will
Oobtaglor,
use.
it's your turn.
I'll use. I'll use my bonus action to give another bardic to Bileyg, and because I didn't do one yesterday, last session, I'll do another song for this one because I have that lined up.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
While you may think Bileyg is just a simple man meandering, he'll catch you unawares when he reveals he has just one more thing. So when it comes to solving tricky mysteries, you're also fucked. I know the capabilities of paladins who talk too much.
Noir, you can't know that my lifelong love of the Modern Major General song is because of the reboot season 3 finale. I just need you to know that you have accidentally
How
given
are
me a
those
wonderful gift
possibly
this
related?
day.
I tend to.
The
I
reboot
somehow-
season 3 finale
are you
ends with a
talking about?
musical summary of the events of season 1 and 2 to the tune of Modern Major General. It was my first exposure to the song. It is profoundly ingrained in my psyche. Thank you for the gift you have given me this day.
What are you talking about? That's the song from the Animaniacs.
Oh my
Of course,
God.
yes, that
Cartoon
too.
individuals. All right. Fantastic, Oobtaglor. Anything else?
Is it an action to carry someone, or is it just half movement?
Be your action to grab them. It's an attack to grab someone. Now, I would say you'd auto hit on the grabbing here.
Sure, yeah.
And then half movement to drag them.
Okay.
So
yeah,
if you want to get them under the eave where she doesn't have line of sight, if
that's
what
exactly
you're
what I
thinking.
want to do.
Fantastic. All right, so go ahead and drag.
I can't drag Gabor, but I will drag myself.
Oh, yeah, drag yourself. And then
Nice.
there you go.
Very smart.
All right, does that end your turn?
Yeah, that's everything.
Evrard, you got 20 feet left to the roof.
Okay.
Bileyg is surrounded, but presumably handling himself.
Well,
I'll have to come back for that. Okay, I'm going to do something weird, because I need to get up on this roof this turn. Evrard sort of on this wall somehow is going to reach into his stuff, pull out a crowbar, and he's going to jam it into the nearest window, step out on top of it, and use another rabbit hop to go 10 feet up once again.
Speed run strats.
And you said we couldn't Bugs Bunny this shit.
I'm going to continue to try to Bugs Bunny
Make
this
a
shit.
DC 12 athletics check to see if you can pull this off.
Okay. Sure.
Ziggy believes in you.
Okay. That's 11, unfortunately.
Do you have an inspiration from someone?
I have an inspiration
You
from
do, yes.
a couple sessions back, actually.
Didn't you also get?
okay, there
oh,
we go.
right, you were out of
Also
range
with-
for the party.
Oh wait, actually no. Let's use
Please use
Sophia's.
my bardic inspiration. I had to
Sophia's
make up a little
first, yes.
song for it.
that's a D6, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
1, exactly what I needed.
Whoa.
All right. It was meant to be. You, boing. 10 feet up. You land on. But I would have let you do it if you failed, but it would have been your whole action to get that.
Oh, okay.
So
All right, perfect.
This I allow it with an interaction. Boing. You end up on the roof, staring down Iniko.
I will
Well, shit.
use my movement to run right up to her. And, well, maybe not run. He will make a gentleman's stride right over to her. Rapier in hand, flower in another. He says, Bonsoir, madame. Such a lovely night. I'm afraid I can't let you complete this job, but if you have a moment to talk, maybe we can smooth all of this over.
All right, you trying to persuade her to stand down?
Yes.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I think this is gonna have to. I think it's gonna have to be a disadvantage. Like you guys are trying to kill each other.
We
fair
specifically
enough.
didn't kill them,
It's
actually.
gonna-
Yeah, technically the only people who've been trying to kill have been them.
That's still against what they're trying to accomplish, though.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't have disadvantage on it due to the situation.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for
Okay, you know
technicality's
what? I'm
sake,
gonna
we have not
say-
been attempting to murder them. They've been attempting to murder us.
I'm gonna say no disadvantage, but it is gonna be a hard DC here. A DC, you're looking to hit a DC 20.
20? Okay,
Just
cool.
being
I have
like,
a plus
let's-
8 to this and a floating DM's inspiration. So
charismatic.
Okay, DC 20.
here we go. Okay, that's a 9 plus 8. 17.
Okay, 17.
I will use that DM's
Okay, so
inspiration.
you gotta hit a 3 on this D6.
Yes. Here we go. And that's a 4.
Hey.
Total of 21.
Thanks, Lady Luck.
For a total of 21. She, by the way, she actually, a cool thing about this human trick shot is that she's actually better at shooting people who are point blank in front of her.
Oh.
she actually doesn't have disadvantage, and she deals extra damage if you're really close to her. She's really good at that. But, so you watch as she levels, you stride up, and she levels the crossbow bolt at your throat. You say all of that. There's a tense moment, and then she looks down at the unconscious Gabor. She looks down at, like, Quirin's doing alright, actually, but Ferric is, even with double HP, you guys have really fucked up Ferric. And she does a quick calculus in her head, and she lets out a sharp whistle. Not too dissimilar to what you were doing before, Evrard. And she says, Knights, stand down. I think this job is done.
So I'm not about to get walloped at advantage.
By the way, Evrard still has the outstretched flower in his hand. I don't know if she willing to take.
She'll look at that. This is like a calling card of yours, right?
Yes.
Let's see if she would know it. Let's see if she would recognize it.
Gentleman.
What DC do you think she would have to hit to have heard of you?
5. Everyone's heard of Evrard.
Let's just use my my ranger DC, which is 14.
14? Okay. So she's got a +2 to charisma, which is what I'm gonna say, like having socialized. So let's see if she can roll 14. She kind of looks at it and gives you like a weird expression, like she doesn't recognize. You know what? I'll give her advantage because she is a thief. I feel like she has a. This is what advantage is for. Sadly, the dice don't want it to be. She kind of gives a weird look, and then she like slowly accepts it, but keeps the crossbow pointed on you. Mm-hmm. And she says, "Our man," and we walk out of here. No one has to say anything more. Deal?
Deal, madame. And I...
Everyone else is like,
The whole reason we got into this fight.
There's no reason for them to not just keep going after her when we leave.
Well, if they're after the coin, which is technically what they're after, then I don't see why I wouldn't take this deal.
Can you make sure that we're getting... Can you make sure we're getting some info out of it at least? Like, we confirm, we can talk with them.
Okay, fine. He says, I'd have to speak with my associates, but I don't see why not. And he'll sheath his rapier.
Stay where we can see. She gives another whistle. The other two, Ferric and Quirin, are going to like kind of back up away from Bileyg, and she's going to keep a crossbow trained on whoever is standing closest to Gabor.
Ingrid will take a step farther away from Oobtaglor and Gabor, seeing that. Just a little side step over. Like,
you come down. What do you say, Evrard, to the rest of them?
It seems, no more shed blood for tonight. It seems that you are hired killers, yes? And you are after our current client. But it seems that you might also be after this coin.
I don't produce the coin. I just let it sit.
So, I'll tell you, Gabor is usually in charge, but Iniko is kind of stepping up with Gabor incapacitated.
Damn, and she immediately tried to shoot him in the head as soon as he was unconscious. Boy, what
Honor
a functional
among
group this
thieves
is.
much more of a saying than a practicality.
Oh, I don't know. I saw this great play at the ring about that. Real killer stuff,
Gonna
drawn
kill
from
you.
life.
She's going to fully come down to everyone at this point, so that you can basically negotiate. So you say she's looking for the coin. She said to her credit, does not give up anything as you say that. She says, "What's it going to take for us to walk out of here with our man and no one has to talk about this ever again?"
We're simply here on behalf of our client, and I'll gesture to myself before dropping the disguise self, whose life has been in danger multiple times in the last several hours from you all. If the coin is all you're after, and you can give us your word that she'll not be harmed in the future in relation to this, then I see no reason we can't give them the trinket and let you leave.
I'd like some answers. Why?
Could
are
I do
you
an
so
insight
interested
check
in...
on them to see if their face gives me a reason to think we shouldn't give them the coin when she says that?
You could do an insight check if you'd like.
Yay.
Like none of us had identify, right? Like
We know it's
missing
magic
something
of
here.
some kind, but we don't know what kind.
We know it's enchanted.
I still think they're laundering it somehow through the casino, and that's why they were surprised when she won the game that she wasn't supposed to and went and ended up getting the coin because of her whole being a patron of Timora thing. It's all the pieces are coming together.
It's a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Dirty
that felt like
20?
it was going to keep
I
going
mean-
for a little while.
They look at each other like this is too good to be true. They're like, they're like they're getting. She says, "So you know about the coin then?" Yeah. We'll take it.
What is it?
If I tell you that, negotiations are going to have to go a lot deeper. Right now, if we all walk away, all you know is that there was a special coin some thieves really wanted, who were willing to kill to get it, and that never happened.
I do have a secondary question, if you don't mind. Whatever you're planning to do with this coin, it's not going to end up in the hands of an innocent bystander again and prompt you to go on yet another crusade across the city, would it?
No. We intend to hold on to it now.
Alright, well, that was my main concern dealt with.
I'm simply after answers. I want to solve this mystery as to what this coin is. I guarantee that I will give this to you. Whatever answer you give will not change my mind about giving this to you.
So you're saying, I'm going to give this to you no matter what, but I want answers.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I don't know if her hesitation is like, oh, this is a really valuable coin that's actually worth like 50 billion platinum or something like that. But like, I just want to know. Oobtaglor wants to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That's pretty good, but I'm gonna use my last luck of the day just to be sure. 21.
21. You say that, she says, I'll give you an answer if you promise to make sure the Gith Yankee and you all tell the same story. Here's how it went down. She left with the coin. She was on her way home. She was mugged. Lost it. Terrible turn of events. No one has to know about a rooftop chase. No one has to know about a big fight in the streets. You never speak of it again. She never speaks of it. Everyone pretends this was just a night with a little bit of misfortune.
Often they are when you come from the casino.
You'll tell us what the coin's for?
The coin's a key to our job. It was being dropped with us. Your friend ended up with it when she wasn't supposed to. We needed it.
Good enough for me. I toss him the coin.
She grabs it. Now our man?
I gesture to Gabor.
All right. Ferric walks over, hauls him up, puts him over the shoulder. By the way, he's like still bleeding, right? He's not dying, but he's bleeding out. Every time a drop of blood hits the pavement, it goes tss, tss, and sizzles a little bit.
Who is
Hell's
this
the
guy?
deal with this guy?
Who is
Yeah.
this? Who's this enigma?
You leave your left flank open when you turn with the big axe thing. Someone could stab you there someday. I'd be very careful if I were you.
I dare you to give it a try.
Just for
He
future
bares big
reference.
teeth.
Grin right back.
You know, not that I would ever tell professional thieves how to do their jobs, but, you know, for future reference and to avoid collateral damage, might be a good idea to keep a slightly tighter grip on your things. Evening.
I would like to
Fantastic.
watch them walk away as opposed to vice versa.
Oh, I'm turning my back on him, but you can do
No,
whatever
I'm
you
watching.
want.
I'm watching them walk away.
Everyone in this group is so trusting.
It's
And Nico leaves. Evrard will turn and whisper to her, if you need a better thief than some of your compatriots here, hold on to that flower.
She looks at it, and she gives you there starts to be a kind of dawn of recognition. Like she's maybe heard a little bit about this. She doesn't really know, but there's like she just one professional to another recognized the exchange that was going on.
I thought you left that like behind.
Bonsoir, madame.
All right.
And Evrard will simply walk away.
All right. You guys head off into the night. Would you like to return back to the
office?
to open and shut investigations?
Well,
Yeah,
I'd
I'd say so.
I live there. Not that any of you know that.
You do?
You
Oh.
return back to your offices. Find Vezi kind of strung out, like trying to falling asleep, but has had a lot of coffee and is like just like it's pushing dawn at this point, so she's like real tired, but still trying to stay awake because she's in danger. You guys come back and she immediately stands up and just looks at you, waiting for you guys to say anything.
You're perfectly safe now, dear. They have the coin, and assuming that you say nothing about what happened and simply lie in the future if asked, you will continue to be safe and fine.
More than just simply lie. You were mugged tonight, and you lost the coin.
I'm not sure that I quite understand how you came to such an arrangement, but I'm willing to accept that.
We nearly trapped a man in a giant glass jar. Our methods are unorthodox, but they do make for an excellent staging.
Our payment now, please.
Well, she laughs. Now, I don't remember exactly agreeing upon any payment.
Did I mention the coffee's not free?
She looks and she gives a wink like she's just pulling on you guys.
I'll wink back.
She pulls out 4 platinum pieces.
Ooh, one
Which
for
are
each
10
of
gold
us.
apiece.
Get Tony business cards.
She passes it out, and then she reaches into her bag and she pulls out one of those coins, one of the razor leaves that you've seen. The razors, yeah, exactly. You see she holds it out. 1, 2, passes it, like kind of like who she's gonna give it to, and then she hands it to Oobtaglor. She says, "I'll be honest, I thought perhaps my bad luck was continuing when I found myself in your neck of the woods tonight, but you showed a lot of bravery and a deft hand. I expected someone to die. Seems like everyone walked away all right. I might be
Naturally.
10 gold poorer, but well, don't pat yourself on the back too much." But she gives the coin a kiss, and she presses it into your hand. She says, "A fortune favor the bold. Go give the wheel a spin in the casino. Pay with that."
I'll just kind of like hold it up in front of her in sort of recognition, and just kind of like, yeah.
Noir once
All
again
right.
collecting the favor of various gods and deities in his goddamn
Well, this one's just
It's less direct, but it's there. Timora is gonna hit you up in the slots,
All right. So, is there anything else anyone would like to take care of? You have your payment. It is near dawn, but you do have a coin to spend if you would like.
yeah. I'll go to the fortune's wheel and spin.
There is a
All right.
rather
Immediately.
charming little bistro near there, if anyone could be interested in perhaps some waffles or, I don't know,
Ooh,
eggs Benedict.
I could go for a big breakfast, I tell you.
Well, we do have...
And then maybe a
All
nice
right.
mid-afternoon nap, I normally don't do them, but,
Breakfast is my treat for
Oh
anyone
no,
who
Evrard
wants to
always
come.
takes a mid-afternoon nap.
oh, yeah.
Do you want to... Does Oobtaglor... Well, you guys all go out for a lovely breakfast.
Yeah.
Does Oobtaglor... Before Dave work, does Oobtaglor want to go... Like, the casino is, like, closing down now. Or do they want to go the following evening?
The following evening, sure.
Probably good to not go
Following evening,
immediately
all right.
after we stop some, chase
Some
down those
weird
thieves.
thing happening, yeah.
Yeah.
You go the following evening. You have never been inside of this place, but it is stunning. There is a Leonin bouncer. Perhaps I should properly set the scene. Over on Dossie Street in the Court District, in the Ladies' Ward, you find the House of Gambling, celebration and entertainment known as the Fortune's Wheel. The rest of the district, now that it is nighttime, is quiet, but the work at the Fortune's Wheel is just beginning, and the dancing lights make the gilded exterior glitter in gold. You are let in by a Leonin bouncer, who has you check any weapons, though I don't believe you carry any on you normally. Enter into a beautiful lounge blues and golds and floating candles over tables. A bar tended by literally a horseman, like a reverse of a centaur, a cardinal.
What?
Yeah, it's like a humanoid horse. Wiping down mugs underneath this elaborately, almost disturbingly detailed carving of a red dragon's head. You walk through the doors where everyone is pouring through. The entryway marked by a fountain of pouring gold pieces, tingling all over each other, spewing up and tingling down. Beautiful, almost. Rather than like cacophonous, it's more like wind chimes banging on each other. And you see an inscription on the fountain itself that says, "Fortune favors the bold." You enter into the casino. There are slot machine modrons over in one corner. There's red carpet everywhere. There's tables for cards. You spot Veze, a nice pile in front of her, bags under her eyes across the casino. She gives you a little bit of a knowing wink. And looking around, you see the Fortune's wheel. There's a small line to get to this giant vertical 3-tiered wheel of reds and golds. Each person waiting in line, you can only spin once in a night. Each person waiting in line walks up, pays one of these coins, which is equal to 10 gold pieces, sits in this beautiful chair, and the wheel just spins on its own and lands on one of the various tiers of the wheel. You make it to the front of the line and are present your coin.
What do I see as like being presented to the people who like put their...
Oh, fantastic. So most people are walking away with rather mundane items. You see some people spin and they win no prize. One person gets a souvenir, literally a souvenir stein. One person gets this... gets a tunic that reads, "I spun Fortune's wheel and all I got was this lousy tunic."
Amazing.
Great.
But you see one person spins on the wheel and it lands on a picture of the wheel. And so they get to spin again, but this time the arrow, the like flapper, moves one tier in.
Oh.
And when they do, you see that they are presented with a healthy... They spin again, and they are presented with a heavy bag of coins. Every bunch of people cheer when this happens. It's very cool.
Okay.
All right. You present your coin and sit down.
Yeah.
Now, the luck presented by this coin means that you automatically roll a 10 on the very first spin. As it goes around, tick, 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 tick. You see it lands on that picture of the wheel. The whole thing shifts and moves one wheel in. We're going to roll 1d10 more.
Tables.
And tell me what you get.
Okay. 8.
8. You see it goes around, tick, 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 and it lands on a picture of a bag. There's a bunch of cheering, and you see there is a tiefling there who is kind of handling everything. He lets out a big cry. He's like, "We have a winner of the bag!" Goes over to a safe, puts in a combination. There's a bunch of like safes on the wall here. Opens and withdraws a bag of holding.
Hey!
Sick.
Hey!
There we go.
You have won a bag of holding.
Amazing. Oh, awesome.
Not
I have a
D&D
place
without
to
bag of holding.
put my stuff anytime I want to ooze out. Cool.
Fantastic. With prize in hand, you walk out of the casino, I assume, unless there's anything else you'd like to do.
Nah, Oobtaglor is not really a gambling ooze, so...
Fair enough. You make your way out of the casino. Unbeknownst to you, from a balcony up top overlooking the whole casino, we see a woman, fox face, beautiful purple dress, staring down, watching the whole thing. A kind of like assistant comes up and whispers something in her ear. And she looks down and says,
Impressive.
for them to parade themselves around here after all of the problems that they have helped cause us. Begin a file. They are either incredibly stupid or incredibly brave. In either case, we will find use for them. And Shemeshka will go back into her room.
Noir go one campaign without attracting the interest of an extremely powerful cannon lady.
Mission
I
failed.
don't mean to.
Speedrun immediate.
Here we go.
I was curious about who would gain Vezi's favor because, one, she didn't interact with you guys too much, but she has like a proclivity towards halflings because she worships a halfling god. But Oobtaglor, who she has a decidedly kind of low opinion of, really stuck their neck out, as it were. So, huge respect. But in any case, I think that's going to end this adventure of Open and Shut Investigations.
Woo!
We will catch you guys next time in the
boy.
wheel for our next adventure.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Open and Shut, a Rolling with Difficulty campaign. We'll be back next week with another thrilling mystery, but if you miss us before then, check out Rolling with Difficulty on social media and check out our Discord server for fun fan conversations. You can also email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you really enjoyed the show, consider becoming a patron for even more exclusive benefits like access to monthly bonus content created by all of our lovely cast. You got all that, Berks? Perfect. Then we'll catch you out on the streets of the cage.